So, you had quite a cliffhanger
Yeah.
at the end of last session. There was a face-to-face confrontation at the corner of Inchid Street and Middle Lane between Morgan and Anders Stormwind. Anders had snuck out of what had seemed to be a sort of epic council meeting where you were plotting and planning, and had reason to confront Morgan. And their conversation was tense to say the least, but it led to Anders skewering Morgan, and in fact discovering what was for him a kind of Achilles heel that led to his very spirit being sucked into Requiem, the Orichalcum blade. And I think we're going to pick it up from here with Christian telling us what Anders is going to do.
Yeah, well, he is, okay, well, first question would be, 'cause we talked about it at the end of last session,
Yes.
would the body have a visibility change in appearance because he would, to my understanding, and I want to confirm,
Yes.
he drained basically the elder spirit out of
sleeping in there.
Right.
Morgan.
So,
And as I talked about earlier, Morgan's appearance shifted the more the elder spirit dominated the human
yeah.
half.
So you're asking for sort of a metagame technical description of what took place?
I guess more like what would Anders be seeing happening?
Okay, so Anders, you would see the blade be plunged hilt deep into Morgan's chest, and it would be a sort of spasm of a death throw, and then there would be a kind of slow flash of red and white energy go into the blade. Morgan's body would go limp, and blood would come out, and he would collapse to the cobblestones, to the cold cobblestones in a limp, completely limp form, and you would be familiar with the sight of the capacity of Requiem to essentially absorb elder energies and imprison them there. But Anders is not familiar enough with Morgan's background to know.
But he would see the appearance shift.
Yeah,
that's what I want to know.
He would appear like a dead human being,
but not like so the hair would go back to.
Just because the body's inactive.
Oh, okay.
The body's completely inert.
I thought he's just going to pick up the body, throw it over his shoulder, because as much as he doesn't like this guy, friends probably deserve some closure.
Right.
Gee, thanks.
And then he would basically haul
Don't do us
over,
any favors.
Secret, I can't believe she slipped through this.
slowly walk
She was
over.
right
I'm
there.
assuming this he's either going to get weird looks or there's no one in the streets.
Yeah, there's almost no one in the streets. In
Okay,
fact,
good.
it's remarkably sort of cold, but there are people kind of looking out, and you are noticing that some people have that flash of recognition in their eyes. For instance, they would have seen in the past few days Morgan out on the street, and would also have heard about the arrival of Anders and would wonder what would bring these two into some kind of collision course. So there's a few looks from open windows and closed shutters all of a sudden against them. What route does Anders take, and where is he
Probably
going?
the most direct back to the church.
So he would go back up the middle lane to
Actually, no, because he doesn't want to be easily seen.
Right.
So he's going to go that way.
Okay, so by the Varma fountain.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Now, refresh my memory as to who was in the Hardanger temple. I know the dwarves were there. Kajal was there.
Sigrun was on her way there.
Sigrun was on her way there.
Right.
And everyone else was there.
Okay. Okay.
Um,
So in the intervening moments when Anders had slipped out, the discussion that was taking place was essentially amongst the dwarves and the clerics of the temple as to what might be a viable strategy for approaching Cold Keep, whether there was some avenue of vulnerability. But you discovered some things that maybe you hadn't quite noticed. For instance, that there was a substantial moat between Cold Keep and the rest of the Vineland River District of Cherskani. You were not aware of that there was a fairly deep 10-foot moat. So there was some discussion about that.
Fine.
I think I used 4 hit die last week.
That sounds good. Used 4.
Yeah,
I think
so
used 4.
I have 2.
At that moment, at that exact moment, at that exact moment, the acolytes look around, and it's noticed that Anders Stormwind is absent from the council, and the discussion sort of trails off. The nominal leader of the dwarvish contingent, which is Gronir of the Broadbeards, sort of tries to step up and fill the gap and keep the sort of constructive energy going.
Would
But you-
Seagrin have made it there by then?
You would have
Okay.
made it there by then. So you come up and you kind of peer into the security window in the Hardanger Temple, and a dwarf whose name you now have is Corey lets you in. He's one of these minor retainers of the Broadbeards. Lets you in, and again, it's all these discussions have been taking place up at the foot of the sanctuary and the altar step.
Well, I know last week Isha was on her way out, like at that
Was she?
exact moment. Yeah, she was on her way out to try and find.
Right. We were, because we had been charged with doing.
Well, they had tried to pin
on-
the idea of
right,
reconnaissance on you,
on us.
but you hadn't agreed to it.
Yeah, no.
I think Isha had rebutted the notion.
Yes.
She did, but then she was like, "Fine, I have an idea. We'll figure it out." But she was being contrarian.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Just to be.
Yeah, just cause.
So where is she now then?
Well, because the way it ended last time, was she had been on her way out when
Mhm.
Anders was coming in.
Okay.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So Anders, you have Morgan's body over your shoulder, and you're just crossing over the Varma fountain area, and you see the steam coming off that hot spring, and you sort of enjoy the slight warmth as you pass through that cloud of steam.
Yeah, I'd say slightly enjoy because he's used to the cold.
Right. So then, which entrance do you use?
Probably again the most direct. You should know this.
Actually, is
by
there one? So there's an entrance on that side on the
Yes.
far
Right
wall.
here.
So you go to that,
now. Mm-hmm.
and what do you do?
Go through the door.
Well, so
He doesn't hesitate.
the door is locked, but the panel slides, and you see these pair of dwarvish eyes look out,
Mm-hmm.
recognizing you, but then looks at your burden,
To
and
say the least.
the eyes go like this, widen slightly, then the door unlocks and it opens.
Just casually carrying a body over.
Yeah, you know.
If only he knew his backstory. This is not normal. This is not abnormal for him. So he would probably walk into the main room.
Right.
Body here. Is there any conversation happening as he walks in? By the way.
Yeah. So at that moment, you walk in, and Isha and Gronir are discussing the issue of the reconnaissance.
Oh.
And whether or not it should take place at dark, or who should conduct it, and whether they have any stealthy abilities. And in fact, the dwarves are trying to pin it on the Red Banner contingent because they have a certifiable rogue amongst them.
Mm-hmm.
If the word
That's-
reconnaissance has been said, you'll pretty much say,
One with the
as he
shot.
walks in,
Mm-hmm.
this one probably already tried to do it, but he failed.
So the rest of you watch as the limp, somewhat bloody-fronted body of Morgan Wright is dropped at your feet.
Now, of course, the question is, who is you doing reconnaissance for? You.
Is there
Or
visible
them.
blood on his sword?
Your sword is sheathed. I remember that. I remember that very specific detail because you asked me to narrate it from Morgan's point of view, and I said everything went dark because the sword. So Morgan was able to.
Oh, okay.
There was some visual ability from the
Oh, from inside the
from the
sword?
interior of the sword, but not when it's in the sheath. So I
Okay.
remember that detail very specifically.
Did Circling
So
over?
Morgan's body comes off Anders' shoulder and it rolls over once and lies face down.
Isha's gonna run over and try and cast Revivify. It's gonna do nothing, but it's what she does.
All right, so there's not a roll on Revivify, I don't believe. Revivify.
And it's not going to be effective because it's been more than a minute.
It has been several minutes.
More than a minute.
In fact, but I'm just interested in the mechanics.
Yeah.
Because that's what we DMs do.
But it's like, you know, what she would do.
Yeah. So you lay your hand and you begin an incantation. And also some somatic gestures.
Does he fall? Is he face down? He's face down.
face
She would like
down.
try and move him.
So you try to roll him over, but when you immediately put your hands on him, and also when you begin to lay on the hands for the spell itself, the body it's cold, and you can tell it's been, even in this ice cold environment, it must have been upwards of 6-7 minutes. You see Morgan's lifeless eyes staring up at you.
Who did this?
Where did you find him?
Approaching Cold Keep. Oh, me.
18 for stealth.
You what?
I took care of an elder that you brought into this church.
He's only been a help to us up until now.
Oh, was he? Well, then why was he approaching Cold Keep, staring at the dragon, wanting to go there? I'm sure you haven't noticed the fact that he's probably not in himself lately, hasn't he?
How would you know? You don't know what himself is.
All of a
Most people
sudden,
don't walk in a daze.
One
staring.
of the sailors mutters under his breath, Keitel. He says, "You burned the ship, Captain. Never forget."
Oh, what a great friend he is to us.
He's just gonna punch him.
Really?
Yeah.
All right, well, you're gonna have to roll on that.
Roll for that.
She's gonna swing at least.
Right. Wildly? No,
Keep it out on the table.
it's for comfort.
She misses.
What'd you roll?
You're angry.
I rolled with my bonus 6.
What is Andrew's armor class?
17.
17,
Yeah.
that's what I thought.
Oh, we have the
Isha's,
same.
Isha's 17 too, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so your punch goes sort of wide because Anders kind of stepped back and simply dodged it.
Yeah.
Care to tell me why he was an elder? And why you trusted him?
I'm standing there kind of gawking, but my eyes are closed right now.
Right.
Who else is in the room?
So there is 1, 2, 3, 4.
He was an
7.
elder by no fault of his
There's,
own, but he
there's
proved
8
to be the
dwarves,
greatest ally in the war against the elders,
7 of which you
slaying
know.
more elders than you've likely
One's a
ever
servant.
met.
You don't know how many.
There's 2
I killed.
acolytes.
I don't care.
There's 4 sailors of Anders and Anders himself. And your party.
Is the box containing Yordlimer in the room?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna walk over to the box.
Okay.
Is the guy guarding it at all? The guy who
Yeah,
was supposed
so Balrim, who brought it in, is sort of hovering close around it, and he hasn't been more than 3 feet away from it since you've seen it.
I'm gonna walk over.
Right.
I'm gonna put my hand on his chest. I'm just gonna push him away from the box. I'm gonna say, in the name of Odin, I claim Mjolnir, Earth Smasher, as my own. And I'm gonna open it. I'm gonna pick it up.
So Balrim doesn't sort of back off, and when you put your hand on him, he puts his hand on yours, and it's not a resistant thing, but he's halting your arm, and he says Gronir, Kajal says he claims the weapon. And Gronir sort of extricates himself from this discussion. He's been watching this tense standoff between Isha and Anders. And Gronir looks over and goes, Kajal, what does this matter?
Morgan Wright's death was ordained to me, and that when it occurred, however it occurred, the hammer would be mine, and I will use it the way I see fit.
He's gonna use it to smash my face
So
in.
every dwarf in the room, there's a sharp intake of breath. And one of them says under his breath, you foresaw this. And the acolytes themselves actually perk up. And they're watching this. This was foretold. Gronir looks at you and says, this was foretold to you?
I explained earlier I had a vision from Allfather himself.
The acolytes look at Gronir and they have an expression of permissiveness. And Gronir says, Balram, stand back. Balram stands back from this. The way to the table on which the box is sitting is open to you.
Open back.
You open the box. And the moment you put your hands on the box, you feel a kind of strange elation kind of flow up your arms. And it sort of mingles strangely with the sadness the grief that you're still feeling from Morgan. You open it and there's this gigantic hammer sitting in this kind of crushed velvet bedding inside the box. And that you see that the handle is actually iron as well. It's not wood. And the hammer is just this gigantic block, and there's two boar heads, one at each end, with these kind of flat-nosed, beautifully carved knotwork all over it.
Okay. And pick it up.
You pick it up. Can you give me a strength check?
Don't fuck it up. Don't fuck it up. Everyone's watching.
Everyone's watching. Oh god.
I also have a question after this.
18.
And can you give me a constitution check?
Oh boy. Power's coming for you.
15.
So the moment you put your hands on them, you notice that where your hands contact the handle, there's a glowing starts. And this ripple of glow goes out to the edge of the hammer and goes back to you and actually comes up to your wrists, and then it goes away. And the hammer feels incredibly light to you.
Nice.
So cool.
Okay.
And you pick it up.
I'm gonna pick it up. Is it two hands? Is it meant for two
It's
hands?
still, yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna walk over to you. How tall are you?
I'm 6'3".
I'm 4'2", so this is like...
Knees, go for the knees.
Bust his kneecap.
I have a song for that.
What?
Hang on a second. Isha, what was Isha doing?
Wait, question?
My only question was it's not an attack question. It's about the mechanics of a spell
Right.
in this situation, because I understand it with usual stuff, but I don't know if there's extenuating circumstances.
What
It's kind of
spell?
meta. The spell is Speak with Dead,
Mhm.
and it doesn't return the creature's soul to its body, only its animating spirit. But like in this instance, Morgan's spirit is in the. I'm trying like.
The sword.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I mean, you don't have to tell me because this is a meta thing, so you should
Right.
might have to cast it anyway just to see what happens.
Right.
She doesn't know he's in the sword.
She doesn't
either,
know,
yeah.
but I'm just
Well, he's a
preemptively
Throwing it out there.
throwing it out
Say
there
something,
before
Okay.
before Isha decides what to do.
Or try to
Okay.
fight me.
Okay, so you are casting Speak with Dead.
Yeah, I mean she's
Feels for
over
the
his
note
body, so
of
she's gonna try. Right now,
spell.
Isha's doing anything she can
Andrew's hand
to.
would be on the sword at
get
this point, just
Morgan
in
back.
case that affects
any
the
way.
spell in any way, given the strange
Yeah,
mechanics. Maybe.
Yeah. Because
So
you're like right there.
yeah, so you begin to cast a spell, and there's a verbal incantation. You also have to pull out some incense
Yeah.
to light it, and then you're sort of
Herb.
doing that. And
Thanks,
you're,
Agnes.
you're kind of, and you're watching these tendrils of smoke come up. And as you say the incantation, you are sort of aware of some of the verbal formulas are referring to the word semblance is particularly important. That it doesn't actually return the persona to the body or the spirit. It merely connects it through the body. It presumes the thinnest possible thread of connection remains between the body and the soul, and uses the body as a conduit to reach. So as you sort of cast this spell, and so you become aware of the fact that the body will be capable of speaking.
But it's not Morgan.
No, it is, but it's not. Morgan's not in there,
Mm-hmm.
and so you are free to ask questions. But I want to see what's happening here.
Yeah.
Probably happening simultaneously.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As would in a chaotic
Multiple personality disorder. Go.
Tell me exactly what Anders is doing right now.
Anders is basically has his hand on the sword because he can sense the hostility from Control.
Oh, so you actually have your hand on the sword.
Yeah, he does. I told you, like,
feel, yeah, so you actually feel a kind of tingling warmth in your hand, like there's some kind of activity in the sword.
Great.
You felt it before, but it's a little bit more active.
Oh. So what are you doing? Because you technically have the initiative.
Initiative.
Even though I'm basically feeling my hand be tingly
Right.
warm while you're trying to intimidate me, assuming like.
I'm gonna put the hammer as high up on your chest as I can get.
Right about here.
Yeah, that's perfect. That's fine.
So that you'd watch as Kajal would kind of raise it up with two hands because it's heavy enough for that, and there would be this clank as it came to rest against your. Do you have a plate
Half
there? Half plate. So it would be this clank as the iron of the hammer rests against that.
From what I can tell, you worship Sith.
Mm-hmm.
I can respect that. But
But
I'm gonna let you
if we make it out alive, if we make it through this, and by this I mean when we kill all the dragons and that cold bitch, because I have a feeling you won't be able to do it without me, which is unfortunate.
I would agree.
this is a new control.
This is what I was about to say.
Remarkable
You
verbosity
might
from
want to pray to Odin, because I'm not letting you get out of this alive.
Gentlemen, could Kajal, can you make a intimidation check?
Yes!
Don't roll a
And
two.
Anders,
Please don't roll a 2.
and Anders, can you make an intimidation check?
Oh, goody! I get an
I
advantage to it.
want dueling intimidation checks. Assuming you're going to
He
reply.
sounds like Cat
Oh, yeah.
Kuzma.
Yes!
Can you get me that die? I mean, I'm not
You
gonna.
have advantage?
I have advantage because I have a scar across my face from
Oh.
a dragon.
I see it. I see it.
I forgot to
Okay.
include that little detail in the description of Anders. His beautifully scarred visage.
Oh shit! I think you're gonna have a hard time. I have a intimidate.
Yeah.
Was it tied? Oh, okay. I have a natural 20.
22.
Yes!
I'm really
Yeah,
good
boy.
at it.
So there's the crackling moment of tension in which the ringing of the hammer gently against the plate armor is still echoing through the sanctuary. But these two look eye to eye.
Well, then I'm gonna change my reply a little bit. Don't worry.
Right.
To reflect it.
Anders, you would be aware of the fact that this dwarf is coldly furious.
Well, I have good news for you. I think your friend might want to talk to you. It's gonna pull out the sword.
So you pull out the sword, and there's like a brief sort of, only for those who are sort of attuned, just pick up a hint, a lens flare of tendril of light that flashes between the sword and Morgan's body. Isha notices it. The acolytes notice it. I don't think anybody else would.
No.
Morgan.
Am I playing him? Or...
Yeah.
Nope.
Okay, I
No.
want to be.
Yeah,
I want to be sure.
That would be something.
That would be something weird for me, so I just want to make sure.
Yep.
Yeah.
Thought about it, but
Hey, you DM.
so
You do you.
Isha.
Morgan. What did he do?
So the response comes. I always knew my blood would be my undoing.
Where are you? Where did you... Are you in the bad place?
No, well, yeah, you would get that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the
concern.
response is, I walk the razor's edge now.
He dies and now he's cryptic.
Yeah. Yeah. That's exactly what she's in. You're like, punster in real life and a Riddler in death. Man, why do I like
Actually,
you?
to be fair, it is a bit of a pun.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
is.
Well, yeah, it's still cryptic.
Did you just doubt?
He's more Morgan than
In
ever.
the sword.
Yeah.
Yes, more Morgan than Morgan ever was.
He's more.
The edge between what?
So as this is going on, you're watching the acolytes and the dwarves are like standing back.
Are the words coming out of
Doing
I was saying, do we hear
necromancy.
this?
Yes, you do.
We do. Okay, we
You
hear
do.
this. It's
And
audible
actually,
for everyone.
Morgan's mouth is opening, but it's not articulated.
That is
okay.
so weird.
The
I
sound
am
is just
very,
Just a
very
mouth.
disturbed by this.
I
This
am
is
too.
very
Casual
unnatural.
necromancy.
This is
and
very
it's just,
unnatural.
and it's
Agnes would
floating.
be
It's the
fucked
sound
up.
is just floating out of the
She's
mouth.
angry right
She's so
Her little
pissed at me
snake
right
self.
now. Agnes is not happy. She's probably hissing on my
Yeah,
head.
irritable snake like
That
Yeah.
you know
I
it is
don't.
her.
Yeah, I don't even know if people know that I have snakes. Like,
Your snakes are all
You
in
know.
tight little coils trying to stay warm.
yeah.
But there's the wide eyes. Like there's 8 dwarves with like wide eyes on this because this is necromancy. This is not just magic. This is necromancy. And these acolytes are just like they're fumbling for their holy symbols, and sort
Yeah.
of and sort of raising them up and clutching them against themselves. One's got his little hammer out and he's holding it.
Yeah, Isha does not pay attention to any of that. Are you being tormented?
Death is always a torment.
Describe who's around you, or what.
Multitudes of my kind, and yet I stand apart.
Can you hold on to yourself?
I have no choice.
We'll come for you. You rolled an 18 on stealth.
Yeah, she's still biding her time. She's
Okay.
not sure how to approach
The
this.
mouth closes.
Was that a mouth close?
Nope. He's putting the sword away.
Okay.
He knows the spell's done.
Yeah, it can go for 10 minutes, but I don't know what she'd say, honestly.
Well, in fact, you notice that the presence is not accessible anymore.
Yeah. Did she notice that the sword is put away?
Give me a perception check.
Roll high.
Actually, that's like she's gonna try and hone in on Agnes's perception because Agnes is more perceptive than her.
Okay.
And
So you're going to try to avail yourself of that connection to Agnes?
Yeah.
Okay. Can you give me a wisdom check?
That is an unnatural 20.
Yeah, you don't feel any connection, and you're sort of surprised by this. It's not there.
Okay. To the snake, to any
You're
connection.
surprised. It's like you had left something in the corner,
Yeah.
and it's gone.
Huh.
There's a strange absence where you thought you had put something.
All right. And then, do I re-roll for noticing the sword thing or no?
Well, your first check was what?
It was and perception is it was an 11.
Yeah, so you didn't notice.
All right. But I noticed a spark, but I didn't notice it being put away and
Yeah.
that being the connection.
Yeah.
I want to roll to see if I noticed because I'm not saying anything, so.
It makes sense for you to notice.
Yeah, you are spiritually inclined.
I can use this book because I have nowhere to roll.
Are you just
it.
doing a general wisdom check?
A perception to see if
Okay.
I noticed either the flash when the sword was
Okay.
drawn out,
Okay.
or that that Anders put it back.
Okay.
So that was 21.
Yeah, you noticed.
Does that mean that I have some sense that there's a connection?
So you had seen some strange little tendrils of light flying around, and you had heard this standoff between Kajal and Anders. But you were actually as freaked out as anybody else that was there at this speaking but not speaking corpse. You've never seen anything like that.
So I rolled a 26 to kind of stealth and reappear at Anders' side with my dagger kind of pressing to his side, but not
Okay, what was the roll?
26.
Can you give me a perception
I-
check?
Pretty sure I wouldn't have noticed based on the
I've-
sword thing.
Straight up head-to-head check.
15.
15. Yeah, you don't notice, and Sigrun has come up behind you, and you still don't notice.
She's just gonna say, "You're only alive right now because we have bigger enemies to defeat." and then she's gonna back away.
So at this moment, you notice that the acolytes have gone like way. They're just like
In the
way,
corner.
this is just way too real. This is way too West Side Story for them. They are just. This is just way too Gangs of New York, and they're sort of. They're just sort of standing back. The dwarves are like into it because they love this kind of shit.
It's telenovelas for them.
This is really, and you actually notice that some of them, particularly the Ironbreakers,
Are
have
they
kind of
being moneyed out?
edged over like behind Kajal,
Yeah.
like almost involuntarily.
Legit, this whole interaction is like, that's not a knife. This is a knife.
So so Dalbur and Drubur and Balrim and Bolnir, who are all Ironbreakers, have all kind of like edged up behind Kajal, just this kind of natural thing.
Sigrun would have kind of shifted around to stand next to Kajal too, because they had the same idea basically.
So Andrew, you
Sigrun
would
just
have
needed to
been.
friggin' chill.
You would
for a
have been
second,
between. You would have
She
been
was so
between
angry.
Kajal and Sigurd, but Sigurd has now
Yeah,
come
no,
around,
no,
and you
makes
can now
sense.
see them both. They're sort of standing side by side.
Have you ever killed a dragon?
Yeah, I
Yes.
wouldn't
Well,
have expected
you
that.
gotta help us
Neither
do
of them.
I don't know if I can trust you. You will want to kill me.
Oh, after the fact. Well, you gotta kill them first.
I think our hate of our common enemy is stronger.
Let's put it this way. You can help us kill the dragon, or we could do what we're waiting to do until after, right now.
Kajal, can you give me a perception check?
8.
Okay. You can tell that the dwarves are talking behind you, but you don't know what they're saying.
Do you realize I did what I did because I'm a paladin of Sif? I've been chosen by her to fight Elder. He was going to betray all of us.
And killing him was necessary?
You're not a paladin, are you? You don't
No,
know what
I'm
we
not.
did. We killed Elder. We
So-
fight the Elder because we cannot trust the Elder.
No one on this planet knew him better than us, and we know he would never sell us out.
I was chosen by Medusa, blessed by Medusa to bring down the Elder Gods as well. But you didn't know that, and you didn't do any investigation before you did what you did.
And clearly you weren't paying attention to your friend.
We were paying plenty of attention.
And then why was he walking all the way to Cold Cape on his own?
Maybe he was. Maybe the elder had taken root in him.
Oh, they did.
But that didn't mean death was the only answer.
Well, he's not entirely dead.
Come again?
He's in the sword. His spirit is managing multitudes of other spirits, of Elder I've killed.
Oh, so you killed him and you enslaved him.
At that moment, Gronir steps forward and goes, friends.
I'm not your friend.
We are all friends here, compared to that which we face. This is not the time for this. Stormwind and I have been planning this offensive for months. Let us not bring it to naught through squabbling.
This isn't squabbling. He killed an ally.
He killed our friend.
Do you plan to kill each other?
They do. Have you not been paying attention, Gronir?
Plan to kill each other now?
They
That will accomplish nothing.
Well, killing him didn't accomplish anything either, because he could help us kill the fucking dragons.
I think he would have been on the other side.
At that moment, the acolyte says, "But you said the will of the All-Father was otherwise."
Yeah, don't think I missed that.
It sounds like, if anything, I took guilt away from you. If anything, you owe me.
Oh, I didn't do it.
But you didn't do it.
I'm gonna clang the hammer on your armor again and walk outside.
So, which exit do you use?
Pushing past you to that one
Okay.
behind you.
Whatever one.
All right. Right. So Balrim actually watches you go and looks at Gronir to see if there's going to be any intervention, but you walk out. All the other dwarves hold. Gronir says, "My friends, I say this again. This is not helpful. This is not useful. This is not productive. I am a dwarf. I am no master of tongues or persuasion, but I do know we need to mass all our powers. Stormwind is nominally the head of this council, On this, we agreed months and months ago. We are most welcome. Your aid is most beneficial. But do not turn on each other.
It seems we already have. Not to mention, you wanted us to do reconnaissance, and yet you seem to take no issue with someone murdering part of a team that... Someone murdering a member of the Red Banner, which you intended to use for said reconnaissance.
I will not say I am not troubled by this. But it sounds as though the will of the All-Father was made known to us. And I will not question it.
Your God is not my God.
I cannot answer for that.
Fuck this frozen wasteland. She stormed out.
So you walk out into the street. You see Kajal several steps ahead of you.
Walking this way.
Yeah. So you're over by the fountain area?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's gonna run up and shout, "You!"
Okay. He keeps walking.
She's gonna run after him.
So the moment that Isha sort of leaves and Kajal leaves and the temperature in the room drops slightly, the dwarves sort of go off, particularly when Gronir had gotten rebuffed. The dwarves sort of kind of go off and begin talking amongst themselves. And they're sort of pointing. They're sort of pointing at this and that. They're looking at the acolytes and they're gesturing kind of madly. You don't
Is
know.
there a
what's going on.
statue of Sif in the church?
Yeah.
Andrew's gonna go to that, and I'll do a prayer check later.
Okay.
But that's what he's gonna be doing.
Okay. Okay.
Sigrun's going over to Morgan's body, and if his eyes are still open, she's gonna close them,
Okay.
and she's just kneeling beside him
Okay.
for the moment.
So you close the eyes. It actually takes a little bit of effort because of the cold.
Yeah. Just shakes in her head.
What's
Manjoy is going to walk over to the body with you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Do we... We don't have any kind of research. I'm trying to think of, like, do people burn bodies around here? Do they bury
They
them?
have to. The ground's too cold to bury.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. You couldn't dig.
That's what he would.
So what are you gonna want?
wanted.
I think Sigrun would say that.
Yeah.
She'd say,
Well, I just say, what do you want to do?
give him to the flames.
So at this moment, an acolyte named Rolf, you've had exchanged a couple words with him. He sort of comes over and puts his head between Sigrun and Manjoy and says, "I will tend to the cremation if you like."
Can I accompany you?
By all means.
I will go as well.
Would you like me to come with you?
Yes.
So Rolf turns and you follow him back to a kind of a supply room at the back of the temple, and you all walk in there, and he's sort of taking cords of wood out of this big pile, and you step out the back, and he sort of hands each of you axes, and then he starts splitting wood in the back. So at the fountain where Isha and Kajal are standing, you start to hear this sort of cold
Like
Of-
back
of-
here?
yeah, that's right.
Okay.
Of small blocks of wood being split by Manjoy and Maedry and Sigrun and Rolf the acolyte.
Sigrun's gonna send a message using message to to Isha, just telling her, sending him off as he would have wanted.
She knows what that means.
Right. So it's going to take you several minutes to make a big enough pile. While you're splitting logs, Ralph is sort of asking you where you would like to have the burning. It will draw attention. Townsfolk will come out simply to stay warm, but also to respect the dead. But anybody who's observing from Cold Keep will be aware.
It's not like we can bring him far enough away for that to change.
So you continue to split wood. What are Kajal and Isha?
I'm walking. I'm making my way here.
Okay.
Isha's running after Kajal.
Okay.
Trying to talk to him.
Okay.
Okay. Are you saying anything?
It doesn't take you long to get to his heel.
Is that a joke
What's
about
his
his height?
vision?
Joke about his lack of distance and movement.
His stride length is...
His stride length very small. I mean, I understand.
You understand.
I understand.
I would say you have to qualify though. He's very dangerous over short distance.
More of it's more of a scurry.
I have my End My Axe shirt on today.
He's a born sprinter.
Beautiful. Very dangerous over short distances.
That's the Ghibli noise. I called correctly.
Yeah, it is. I just watched the movies recently. That's
Okay, got it.
Of course. Yeah.
Overhead.
That's very terrible.
I was wondering where she went.
Overhead. Overhead.
Mom?
You all of a sudden feel this cold wind just kind of pass over that part of the town, and almost instinctively you duck down and you feel this heavy sort of beating of wings above you, and you see this kind of dark shadow pass overhead
It's Viserys.
going this way.
Can I add real quick that Secret would have fished out his red banner badge?
Okay. Any of his other belongings?
What else did he have on him?
Yeah.
Well, you might
Yeah.
want to
Loot the body!
Loot the body!
I think she would, just because
Yes.
it's practical and
Yep.
also
I have-
he would have understood.
He would have
He
wanted
had the most important things to him were he had a little like a crystal thing that was his spellcasting focus, and I think he had about 90 gold on him.
Yeah, she would have gathered up.
Everything else was like knick-knack stuff he didn't really care for.
Okay.
Should have gathered up what was important. And
But everybody you notice is cowering, and all the shutters are closing, and everybody's ducking down. This gigantic kind of winged form goes and does a kind of loop around the entire neighborhood, and actually comes to land. Everybody scatters, what few people there are in the marketplace, as Düthara Ice Fang lands right beside the grand kiosk. Yes, comes to a thunderous. No, right over by the kiosk there in the space. Yeah, right there, right there. And so everybody's kind of looking around and fleeing as soon as the thing lands. Everybody screams, and this massive sort of tail uncoils, and the wings kind of expand. And there's this deathly cold. And even those that were over behind the temple can kind of feel this. And so where are you? Give me exactly where are Isha and Kajal?
I'm
are.
going that direction.
I don't know where Kajal is.
I am now
Okay.
turning around because I
Okay.
was going this way.
Right,
I'm heading towards it.
right.
of course.
So
That's where he was going.
Wait,
I was
where were
going.
you going though?
We were
You're
here.
here.
So I'm
Which
saying we
side
come
of
out this way and
which
go that way.
on si-
You're
were we over
behind,
here
right
or
behind.
behind? Right
Yeah, right
behind.
We're
behind.
behind.
Right.
No,
Okay.
we can't quite get there.
Get behind. You know.
Isha's literally. You're gonna what? Punch a fucking dragon?
I'm gonna roll to see if I see
I mean, he
Kajal
has the-
hurrying down the
Here's
street.
Okay.
Hammer of
Yeah.
Odin or
That
whatever
way.
it was called.
Isha doesn't know what
As
that
Secret
means.
would call it.
There's Isha.
Isha doesn't know what that means. She doesn't give a fuck.
Where am I?
18.
It's the
Yeah, so
it's the Odin
the moment
kill
that,
Morgan hammer.
that Madri and Manjue and Rolf and Sigrun
That's all she knows.
heard
about
this
it.
this dragon's roar and felt this bitter cold wind, he all kind of stopped and looked around. But Madri, for some reason, is curious as to what exactly is happening, and puts her back up against the Hardanger temple, creeps up to the corner and peers around the corner, and just catches a glimpse of Kajal walking up the middle lane like he's in a western.
Yep.
sort of sidling up.
I see tumbleweed.
Yeah, it's
And where-
Harmonica playing.
Yeah.
so where's Isha? Is she with
I
Kajal?
assume she's
She's-
trailing.
She's trailing. Like, don't be an idiot.
Kajal.
He's gonna go fight this
I
dragon
shout.
by himself. Like,
So you actually, everybody has run. There's nobody in the marketplace. There's nobody in the streets. People are hiding behind anything they could find.
Might as well clear this.
I think these were the people who were there for the execution, still
Yeah.
milling about.
No
yeah,
longer
just
there.
hide him in the
Here's
wharf
body
area.
of
Hide him in the
executed.
wharf. Put him in
So-
the water. Okay.
This guy has like little decorations on his.
He's got stuff going on.
Yeah, it looks like he has stuff growing under his feet.
Oh.
Turf.
Little moss.
I'm not capable of that kind of miniature wizardry. I can't remember where I got that.
He's holding a cross aloft in one hand and a club in the other. And,
Nice.
And
So I guess
like,
I did my prayer.
That is the aesthetic.
What's
Snarling.
happening then?
Yeah.
That is the ideal aesthetic.
16
Yeah,
for
that is-
religion.
I like
but I guess
this.
that's a prayer, right?
Yeah, well, I would say
Oh, this
straight up
looks like a
wisdom.
Then
Room,
straight up
actually.
wisdom, 16
Yeah.
spells.
Doesn't this look like a
So,
something you
yeah,
teach
you
in one of
feel
those
you feel a
bathhouses?
sense
Like
of
smack your butt?
comfort, kind of maternal
I'm sorry, what?
comfort.
I know what you're talking
My
about.
bathhouses.
There's you've had this
Ow.
sensation before, where Sif has sort of been present to provide you with kind of maternal reassurance.
He's never really had a mom figure, so.
Yeah, it's a kind of
Oh, it's got a
Don't give me
project
your
onto
Freudian
someone.
excuse.
Yeah,
I don't
don't
give
give
a
me that.
shit.
Yeah, that.
No. He just this is
Yeah,
good for
yeah,
him.
yeah.
It's
Yeah.
fact.
So yeah, and you're actually relieved to feel that there. Not surprised in the least, because you know that she's one of the patronesses, or she's the only patroness of the temple. All the other gods that are present there and are in effigy are male. So, but that's exactly what you'd expect. You don't get any kind of message that that is a rebuke. You don't get any kind of falsification of it. You just get this sense of, yeah, this is the life of a paladin, and you're actually familiar with that sensation.
Well, yeah, I've been a paladin for
Yeah.
some time, so. Good, after that he's probably going to get up, and then probably the dragon would have landed.
Yeah, and you would have heard the cacophonous cry of the dragon, and the acolyte. Well, the only acolyte there is what's his name? Newt, I think his name is.
Good. That's a good one.
No, Olav.
Olav.
He's disappeared. You actually hear footsteps going down to some kind of like basement bunker or something.
I mean, I would too.
Were
Same.
you very obvious about
the
like,
dwarves
looking
all
out
kind of
towards
look
the
around
dragon?
like this.
We're out in the back,
Oh, okay.
doing the wood
She looked at
chopping.
me.
Oh,
Yeah, I
okay.
shout.
She was
I'm.
looking to me.
Yeah. I shouted,
I just kept pointing.
"Come back here, Kajal. You were so good before. Come back here."
You were so good before.
Yeah.
So
What's
you actually
the
watch
domain
as
of this?
War.
you actually watch as the dragon
you all want
begins
to kill me,
to
so
kind
we
of
can't bond.
spasm.
I know. This is. I
You-
know.
you-
Our
we
The
characters
whole
always
body
have
Oh, I know.
is going
The
through.
dragon is spasming.
It's
The
going
dragon's doing
through.
something.
It's the body of the dragon is going through some kind of weird
Oh no!
pulsation,
Please stop.
and you can see its long, sort of white, shining, scaly body is kind of these wave-like contractions or undulations are going up and down the length of it. Then you see the head moving like this, and it looks remarkably like a cat coughing up a hairball.
That's exactly what I was imagining. What?
And then all of a sudden, it sort of lowers its mouth to the ground, and this glowing orb rolls out of its mouth,
Oh, it's making the cold.
and it rolls across the cobblestones. You hear this kind of glassy as it rolls across, and then it looks around like this, and all of a sudden, about 6 orcs come literally out of nowhere in the alleyways and from behind walls and barricades. You had no idea they were there. One of them actually comes out from behind the stairwell on the kiosk, and they pick up the orb and they walk up to the kiosk, and they immediately start putting out the coals in the brazier, and they lift up the orb and they put it in, and so.
Son of a bitch.
So, does it fit? Is it too big?
Squeeze it in there, it might fit.
Probably not.
No, it won't. So I'll just put
Alright, let's put it next to it. Yeah, no, just put it next to the kiosk.
We get the gist.
Yeah, just say. Yeah,
Oh, wait.
Oh.
Somehow that worked.
Okay.
Alright, good.
I don't know how. I
Don't know.
That's fine.
But
So, and all of a sudden there's waves of radiating cold. And you actually see some people, like there's somebody who's hunkering, one of the guards hunkering nearby by the guard towers. He just kind of spasms like this and is crawling back to the door and sort of barely is able to get inside the tower. There's just this deathly cold. In fact, Constitution checks all around.
But
I'm still inside, so
Yeah, you're inside. You're okay.
16.
Yeah.
15.
Oh, I'm fucked. 3.
You are very small.
I'm very small.
Wait, what check is this?
Constitution if you're outside.
21.
Okay, so
16.
maybe,
Someone
so
help me,
Kajal had a
please.
15. Yeah, so you're disadvantaged on ability checks. You have 1 level of exhaustion.
Okay.
At that moment, the dragon turns and it looks down the lane at you like this, and it looks at you and it looks at Ishar. You're walking with Kajal.
I'm a little bit behind him.
You were behind, and the dragon fixes eyes on you.
Good.
And you actually see a gleam in its eye, and then something like a smile. The corners of its toothy mouth go up like this, and it stares at you.
Oh,
and
yeah,
the
that's
mouth
a
actually
Western.
opens, and it looks almost like glee, like. And then it looks down at your hands and goes.
Ooh.
And that I smile wide.
And the
You
dragon
smile
lets
wider.
loose a deafening roar right at you, and you feel the wind, and it's cold. It's deathly, deathly cold, and its wings spread, and it takes to the air.
I need another drink.
Naturally.
Girl. Yeah. Hold on, I'm coming with you.
And it flies up into
quite.
into the icy mist above, and you don't know. You're not actually sure where it went.
That's all the conversation I needed.
I just whisper under my breath, "You're so lucky."
Oh, I don't know.
Christian, you are a true role player. You stay in role.
Yeah, you're
Like
good
you're
like that.
Anders now.
Yeah, you're Andrew. Yeah.
Have you noticed how I've not joked around a lot?
I know.
I'm like a method
Of
role
course I've
player.
noticed. That's why I'm commenting.
Yeah, I'm like a method role player. I take my characters seriously.
You know.
So what does Kajal do when the dragon takes flight?
Turn around and go back to his poke cube.
Okay.
Oh. So.
I'll have to see
I
what
think I have
Isha and the rest do.
popcorn as well. What are popcorn?
They're like, just the best way to know.
I guess at this point, Anders would go outside
Right,
because he heard all these roars.
right.
Shit.
The dwarves follow you.
Oh no.
Are you like right there?
We're behind you.
So if you walked
I
out
snuck
there,
around. I'm like here. Yeah, I'm still looking out.
Here,
So
take
you
some
might see my
dwarves.
head. I don't know.
Have you found your
They are
sailors
bad.
anywhere?
I used to eat a bag of these every day with Elizabeth.
They look like Vikings.
After Glenn's class.
one.
Yeah, so take however many you wish. What was that about my box?
Oh, Elizabeth and I would go buy these in a bag of these in the C-store after Tolkien. And we would just go sit. What building did we go sit in? I don't know. And we sit and talk because we both had huge gaps before our next class after
I
that.
found two that look like parcel.
There's probably some other ones somewhere.
Unless I just take this guy.
Of course,
I
take
think
what you want.
More.
Salt of the earth.
Just
Like over here, I found these two guys. One has the nice little.
Well, you remember they're Vikings and they have coins on the bottom. I use coins for the bases.
Oh,
Yeah, there's one guy. Yeah, they all have yellow stickers.
Next time.
because there was only that one guy on the ship itself.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go to the
I
bathroom.
wondered what I was
It's a good time.
Yeah, I feel like it's gonna be around.
Oh yeah.
But Anders would ask you what happened exactly. Yeah. What's
I
your
mean, I
guess?
was rather pulled, so it would probably take me a second.
Okay, so we can share our 2 popcorns.
Mm.
I brought them.
There's actually the under thing, too.
What does Anders mini look like?
Oh, Morgan's there.
That's Morgan. Remember that? Yeah, I never really paid attention to
Um,
I was really
Guy with
pregnant at
blue-
that point.
Guy with blue armor,
Armor,
giant
right?
sword. Because he has a great sword.
it. I would answer you with no kindness in my voice at all.
From the halfling too.
Yeah. Well, while we were out here chopping wood for Morgan's pyre, we heard a great screech overhead. And the dragon, I think the dragon landed over there near the marketplace. And Kajal went to challenge it, I think, but the dragon flew off before he could.
Thank you. Go inside. You're cold. I can tell. He actually says that with sincerity.
How many do you have there?
I have 3 dwarves. Actually,
Okay,
4
good.
dwarves and 1.
It's white.
I have
What do you call it?
Aswald.
Lots of that time.
Yeah. Okay.
What?
Here we go.
Unless they're actually
Eats
inside
himself.
the thingy.
I don't know.
With snack wraps,
Here's
yeah.
3 of them, so that should give you your 5, right?
5 to 1
Yeah.
Viking. So that gives me 4.
Now the dwarves are not sort of they're not sort of behind you in any kind of file, but the sailors are clustered around you.
Can we actually open this to see if Anders is in there? I'm just
I don't think there's anybody in
No,
there.
I don't think we put anyone in there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because
no.
I don't know where
we
he
don't
went
even
either.
have-
Because I know we had him on.
I didn't even know there
Anders,
was 2 levels.
No, it's not
he's
him.
out there somewhere
Oh,
He's
look.
out there somewhere.
because he's not up
Is
here.
this Andrews?
Yeah, I was
No, he's got. It's blue. He's a blue mini.
saying blue mini.
Blue.
Yeah,
Not
He has a clear base.
clear
I
base.
put a clear base for
Here's
Anders.
Morgan.
Yeah, I found him. If you want to hold on to him, go ahead.
I don't know.
I almost
Weird.
cried, by the way.
You did. I heard your voice get thick.
I know.
Sigrun was hoping to have a moment,
Yeah.
but apparently not.
He
And
might be
dragons.
in the big. That's where they might be. They might be in the
In the
big
house?
Yeah.
Did he ever go in there?
I don't think so.
Oh, or maybe not.
Oh, he is though.
Oh.
Oh, there's all his men.
Yeah, and there's the Vikings.
Maybe.
What you need.
Our girl Astrid.
So here's the ones he gave me.
Okay.
You got it?
Yeah.
That's it? Okay.
Okay. So there you go.
I was also kind of hoping she'd have a moment so that she could also have that moment with you too,
I know.
because she was going to cry, but now she doesn't have time.
Time to cry. Fucking
A lot of women's lives.
Yes, we have time to cry. I have to clean up the mess now.
What's the line from Predator with Jesse the Body? Ain't got time to bleed.
She did very much appreciate that both of them
You
came
bleed,
over
you're
and
bleeding.
both of them
Got time.
went with her
We
outside.
have started to
Definitely.
bond with you because we went through the village together. We did something else together. I don't remember what it was. I just
try that.
remember the feeling.
It's good.
I would imagine that Monjouet and Maybury this would just be par for the course in terms of the increasing regress of depth that you just keep running into.
Yeah.
This sort of what the hell have we gotten
Oh,
into?
absolutely.
And I feel like I think Monjouet feels like
I'm just giving you a.
she understands Sigrid and vice versa because they often don't say much
Yeah.
and then
I was
just
giving him his
communicate.
pop- his literally his
They're-
marching.
They're doers, not
Right.
sayers.
Yeah, they're
Nothing else he
People
has. At least
think about-
loyal.
they think
Cool.
more
Yeah.
and then act.
Yeah.
And
And also, I think Sigrun's had a couple moments where she's like
I'll eat when people.
helped
don't wanna
Monjouet.
murder. No, I'm fine.
Okay.
I just told her
So-
I'll eat when people don't
Yeah,
murder me.
But I
So-
have like pause in it.
Now that you're back,
It's okay.
you're all back
Whatever.
on the scene.
Oh, I guess
did
for
you go?
Veronica, that's
Right.
her choice to make.
She's in the restaurant now.
I'm on antibiotics, so.
We're talking about similarities and also
There.
how Sigrun really appreciated the pair of them coming over and asking if she wanted them to go with her, and
I was talking about
how much I wish you'd been able to have that little moment with them
I know.
supporting her.
I think
Yeah.
there would
Which
have
she still
been.
kind of did because they were all
I
outside.
think
Yeah.
there would have been time actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because if you remember, Isha and Kajal had to walk all that way, and
Yeah.
Yeah.
so
They
not
had
all that
plenty
way,
of
but they
time
had
with
to walk.
Kajal not answering Isha's questions and her huffing behind him.
Right.
Well,
It's amazing how fast you can
now
run on
you're
those
gonna hear
legs.
another. You're gonna hear another set of huffs because now Anders and basically all the reinforcements are basically charging forward because he now has pretty much put 2 and 2 together. Dumb dwarf's gonna get us all killed. This is mental narration.
I'm gonna fill a cup of that popcorn.
But
Okay.
he would
Good
almost
idea.
smile
That
at
works
that
for me.
because you remind him how he.
I
used to
haven't
be.
been touching my actual tongue or anything as I put the popcorn in my mouth. In case
So-
anybody
Well,
was trying to tell her.
Why would you like?
For your information, as we're in the sort of mini
You
recess,
got, like,
he would basically
Like a solo cup to put.
That's what she said.
has like the Stormwind sailors would say he's like, okay, you're with me. It seems like we're not doing recon, gentlemen.
I'm not just
Yeah.
a
Greatly
great
apologize about that. We can't do it the way I want it. Hopefully they would all laugh. At least try to say that. And then he's going to say, dwarves, we're going to follow your true leader. But he says that earnestly, with a little bit of swelling his pride a little bit.
So while
As much as you hate him, he respects you.
while that's going on, there's actually this sort of another one of these just thunderous echoing roars, and you see Vitundra come out of the clouds above, having done some kind of, and it does a kind of barrel roll a couple of times, and comes to
Oh,
rest.
perfect.
That's an Elleround roll.
He's waiting for me.
Comes to rest
Yes.
right about there. Oh! And knocks over a massive battlement.
And kills a lot of
As you
orcs, so
do
we
when
don't
you're
have
dragging.
to.
Ragnar just sighs.
Again!
My
Come
my
storming out again.
My
I thought I
stupid
told
children.
you about this.
She does.
Mom
something.
scolding.
Light touch.
Yep.
Light touch.
I told you to be careful.
You know what? After we're done freezing this city, you're gonna go in your room.
I'm not gonna let you out.
Back to your cave.
Back to your cave.
She pulls out her whip. She totally has a whip.
Inside wings.
In my mind.
Inside wings.
Soft land. Soft land.
So it
That's not what I
comes
taught
to
you.
land there,
One at a time.
and it lets fly with.
What kind of
this,
example are you making?
Be more like your kids.
There's this
They're
loud,
smaller, know what they're doing.
There's this loud cry, and
On and on we go.
the other young dragon flies
Mom.
from one turret over to the other turret. And so
Mom.
That was necessary.
takes up
I'm
this
here
position
too.
here.
Me too. Don't forget about me.
And they both, in unison, looking out across the entire district, roar at the same time. And so you get this polyphonic effect.
Polyphonic roaring is my favorite musical genre.
There needs to be
know.
dragon roaring
I need to
genre.
write that one down.
Yep,
Tons
write
of
that
it.
down, please.
And I'm definitely not gonna hoard it.
I don't know, I'm more of a postmodern.
Are they harmonizing?
Yeah.
One more.
Polyphonic
Dragon line.
roaring is my favorite.
And
What was it? Musical genre. Musical genre.
But they also make pop chips.
Sure. I might add one back.
It's funny.
Pretty proud
I
of
know,
them.
I don't know what it is. Yeah. I don't know. I'll leave it there.
I know. It's annoying.
It is.
I love
Please
pop
tell me I
culture.
can
It's so
head up to
good.
Gadral and Isha before they charge you
Really good.
into the keep.
Well, everybody tell me where they are. I need to know where
Well,
they
I'm
are.
walking down the middle, right towards that.
Okay.
Oh, that was amazing because Diana was fucking afraid of me.
Yep.
That
No,
was
no.
some, that was some nice confirmation.
That's the worst confirmation. That's the last thing I wanted to happen.
So he's making like a beeline right for
You're
the
making me line.
block right before the keep because he's hoping to catch them
Okay.
so you can at least make a rudimentary plan.
Secret
Where
is
are we
coming
here?
around now
Yeah.
because
I guess.
I
did see
would
a posse
probably
doesn't
call
work
back.
out.
Yeah, I would call back and say, I think we need to go.
Did we
see
at
what's
least
going
get
on.
to light the fire?
I think is the
Yeah. I think we
acolyte
did.
still out there?
Yeah.
I think Seagrin would kind of put a hand on his shoulder
We
and
did,
say,
'cause he
"See
said
it done, but not if it
there was
endangers your life."
significant time
And then
was
she'd go.
Okay. So, where is everybody then on
So,
this
so
side?
now
Caring about
I'll
people's
march the minis. 'Cause
exhausting.
You're all here.
Can
What?
you say that out loud?
Do you say that?
So he would be
Oh.
hopefully
She might
cutting
mutter it
you
to
off
herself under her breath a little
there,
bit.
or at least catching you
like-
as you're going there.
Hmm.
So
Okay.
Anders would stop his
Okay.
march
Okay.
right
Just
here.
like-
He's
Okay.
trying to stay just out of eyesight of the dragon.
So,
there.
so there.
Yeah,
It's
roughly
openly
here.
caring about people.
Staying- hugging the
exhausting,
wall.
'cause She's always
Everyone?
cared. She just didn't
Yeah.
want to.
Okay.
Did the dwarves come with?
Now
me?
she's
Did the
Yes,
towards
they do.
strangers
Okay.
to protect their lives first.
It's almost like you have a type.
It's almost like you have a tent.
I really do have a type.
Yeah.
Characters
I
who
do
don't
too.
want to care but care too much.
Where
Yeah.
I have
Those are the
characters who have a
best.
major
You do.
messiah complex.
So,
Yeah.
you actually, Kajal would see this. I don't think anybody else has
We
line
don't
of
get to see
sight.
that too much.
But there's a
today.
woman
Hey,
in sort of
I guess.
gleaming, cold, platinum-colored, almost white-colored plate mail,
Outside of your dorm.
standing on the ramparts above the gatehouse to the cold keep, and it's Ragnar Coldbane.
I see her.
And you see her, and she locks eyes with you, and she looks up at Vitundra, and she goes, "Kill him!"
Oh fuck.
And
Oh,
Vitundra
I think
jumps
we start
down,
running, y'all.
Yeah.
jumps down, and begins to fly across.
Hear that?
Begins to fly across
Why do I
here,
can really run like the wind?
about that
Over
high.
here.
Oh,
We'll put it there.
Oh, I was wondering.
Yeah.
But it's
Yeah,
about
we're
that
having,
high.
we're having
I knocked them over.
like an obsessive compulsive moment over here that we really need them back.
okay. So where are you?
Right
Yes.
there.
And I hear a dragon.
She's here. You see her.
They're just
Oh, no, I don't.
The other day.
Yeah, if you're right here, she's in the air.
Oh, she's in here.
Here.
Okay.
No, actually, for clarification, does she see? Do I see her?
Where's
I
Andy?
just-
I'm right.
Just right
I'm right
here, but
behind,
I
under
don't-
behind.
Yeah,
her.
you would see her as she would.
Does she
take
see
flight.
me?
I
No.
think she'd probably
Okay.
take the lead.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I
So
just
he's gonna
Assuming
mouth to
neither
you?
of you guys would be opposed to
I
that.
feel like
Not
we're
at all.
gonna follow you
Lure
because
her.
we would stay with you as long as
Because
you
he's
wanted to
basically
stay.
saying, he's basically
Yes.
pulling out his
You
sword
decided
carefully.
that
You see all the
we would
dwarves
be
probably do the
behind
same thing.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, so she'd be.
Yeah.
I think I'd spit in your direction.
Yeah.
And
She'd
I'm
come out and
showing
she'd
you.
see.
Can everybody who
Joel.
plans to participate in this combat roll for initiative?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Goes the whole damn family.
So like all
Um,
damn family. as
Oh,
my
damn.
parents
Well,
would say.
appropriately, I have a low one because I walked a low
I
one.
don't want to roll on this damn.
16.
I'm upset about this thing.
Who rolled
Um,
16? Okay.
15. Majory.
Okay.
Oh, I should roll for my men too. Actually, would my men just basically operate on my turn?
Oh.
Which way?
Okay.
Much way.
Way.
You might end up getting
What did
ahead of me
Marjorie roll?
anyway.
17.
She does
17.
like run like the wind, so
Hmm.
it wouldn't
Imagine
be
if
completely
What did
this
Isha roll?
like
8.
8. Okay. And what did
Agnes
roll?
takes the shit
Storm
right
got a
now.
6.
Saves the
Okay.
day.
just like slithers in.
Just when
No one's
Glenn says
expecting
that we
her.
never go on.
Slow and
little
steady
rants.
wins the race.
Leaves a trail of slime.
Ragna slips on the slime and hits her head.
Okay.
Secret gives her a kick and she's gone.
The slime freezes behind
Yeah.
her.
That's how she slips.
I figured out what to do.
Wait, just like that SpongeBob episode where Gary keeps going around by Splinter's
Okay.
house and Splinter keeps slipping on the slime that's annoyed him.
Okay,
Agnes
so.
the snail.
Oh, I would have known natural 20.
This is that moment that Glenn said we don't have.
Oh, okay.
Unnatural 20, yeah.
Okay.
So we're trying to avoid this.
Okay, so,
I have a question.
yeah.
I want to know where am I? Okay, I'm there, right? That's where I was.
Well,
when
it looks like you're about 40 feet behind Kajal.
Would you have followed Kajal though?
No, I'm looking at the orb.
Oh.
That's what I'm doing.
He just walked past you and you're just like, no.
Well, because I'm like, that's important. That's a symbol of their power. If I take that down,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Obviously something's up.
You know,
So,
Joe, cooperate with me.
okay, well, Kajal, the tundra is in
if Anders
He's
is
in
paying
a
attention
flight
to Isha,
above you, probably.
he's a dragon face.
I'm going to say 60 to 70 feet above you.
Okay.
Maybe, we'll say 60 feet.
You can always.
She's not coming down.
No.
Well, we should have the arrows,
Yeah.
but it's scaly and
it's-
probably not that
I'm
fast.
gonna hold.
It's getting
No.
eyes.
Okay, Majue, you actually see this dragon about 60 feet above the intersection,
Whoa.
Right there, above me.
facing down on Kajal.
I'm pretty sure that's not far, that's too far for fangs of the fire snake. Y'all.
Y'all pretty sure it's not too
I'm
far.
glad you have fire spells though.
Yeah.
But it's
God.
like, it's a kind of weak one. I mean, I hate to say it, but it is. Hold on, I'm just double checking. But,
Let me bring pen.
What the?
there we go.
Hold that out for me.
That's all you have to say for yourself.
I don't think I've ever run a combat session with so many rebels here in terms of the parties involved.
Oh yeah, there's so much.
This is really,
There's so many.
really crazy. Okay, Majue, what's your action?
I honestly, how far above us is
He's
it?
about 60 feet off the ground.
Right, so I have no range weapons.
Right.
I'm gonna throw a dart.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Directly.
Majue
What
with
are you
your,
gonna? No, I'm not. No,
Are
I'm
you gonna
not.
get closer?
No, I'm not. I'm gonna use Fist of Unbroken Air.
what's the distance on that?
No, it's 30 feet.
Yeah.
Alright.
You're,
Alright.
you're a good 100 feet away.
Alright, I think I'm
Closer?
just gonna. I can't. Are we. Where
So,
are we?
Majue
I have
is
us
right
here.
there. Majue
Right.
is right there. The tundra is about there.
Okay. Alright, I'll go get closer.
See, now I'm going to develop some kind of pulley string
Yes,
system
right.
to hang
Yeah,
me.
yeah,
I'll
yeah.
get like plexiglass lifts or something.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
I know
was
what
just
Monjoy's
thinking,
gonna
like,
do. Monjoy's
Ones that you can kind of
up
unscrew
in
and
the
make
house.
bigger or small.
My
like,
dream
Yeah.
is to have a pulley system where I can raise a
I could've
level
given
up
you-
Right,
and
so
have a
that.
level underneath
Yeah.
it.
Okay,
this is
Monjoy's
true, all
gonna
your
get in
savings
that
goals.
building
Yeah.
right there.
Okay.
You're being
And
unfriendly.
try,
Right across the
No,
street?
that's
I'm just RPD,
What?
man.
yeah.
but
Yeah. So you're, are
Alright,
you
so
trying
I'm
to
gonna
get?
go there. I
I
have
have no
range
reason.
I
of.
don't want to die,
I have no
but I think I'm just
What,
gonna let you
40?
kill him.
Is it
Are you gonna?
45?
You're
Yeah.
climbing
I
up
don't
there.
like my character.
Are you gonna like parkour your way up to that balcony?
So,
I'm not a
as you
parkour.
cross the
I just
alleyway,
fly.
you see a woman with 2 children who is cowering in the alleyway between these 2 buildings.
Okay.
You just notice that they're all 3 of them are crying.
I wasn't gonna go up on the balcony actually. I was gonna go in the is
Oh,
that
I
a
didn't
door?
see there's a door
Or is
here.
that-
That's a door here.
Okay, great. Alright,
There's
so
a
I'll go in
scenario
that
where he
door.
doesn't want to kill you.
I'm gonna scoop
There's a
up the
scenario
woman
where he
and the
doesn't
3
No,
children
no,
and bring them
no,
along
no.
into the building.
Okay, can you
Doesn't
give
mean
me
to.
a dexterity check?
Yeah.
I'm just RPD.
That's going to be your action.
That's fine.
Okay.
That didn't work. Hold on. Alright. Dexterity 19.
Oh, that was your roll?
Yeah. Well,
Wow.
no, that was with my
With your bonus.
yeah.
So, yeah, you actually do. You're actually pretty proud of yourself. You do a kind of a sweep where you actually catch all 3 of them just underneath their butts and wrap them up, and then you slide across the alleyway and kick with your foot, and the door opens.
Oh my
And
god!
then you rotate and you spill them all into the room
I wish I could witness that.
because you're a monk. Thank you.
Actually, I think I probably did.
Yeah, I think we all witnessed.
We
I think
did
we both witnessed
We
that.
exchanged a look.
And all of a sudden you're thinking,
gonna, like,
this
replay that in
Monjoy
my
has
mind.
something to contribute. All right, Sigrid.
I mean,
I
we
never
always
doubted
thought.
her.
We never doubted.
Remember? Genusism, quietly extra.
Quietly
Yeah.
extra. And that was a quietly extra moment.
Sigrid is.
No words, all extra.
That's your motto.
She's gonna
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, hold on. Okay.
So where you see the alley where
This
where Monjouet just swept the children
Mhm.
and mom, she's gonna dash down that alley, but she's gonna stop short of going around the corner. I
Okay.
Right
think.
here.
No, down.
Down. All
Down.
the way.
To
No,
no,
to the end
corner
here.
area.
Oh, okay.
So you would be, could you give me a dexterity check?
What is my 13.
13. So you actually are almost sort of right behind her as she goes, and you actually have to kind of like spin and to get around them to keep from kicking them over. And you actually bounce off the wall. You maintain your balance, but you kind of wished it looked a little bit more elegant compared to what she just did.
I'm
But
still
you-
rather impressed.
You come up to the corner on the other side of the alley.
And she's going to.
Oh, and give me a perception check.
What is that? I'm always forgetting what my things
Oh.
are.
I don't remember it either. Don't feel bad.
24.
Yeah, so you catch a glimpse up on the ramparts, and you see that there's people manning the barricades of Cold Keep. Okay, that's your movement,
Yeah,
Okay.
and she's gonna
Madry.
hold on her action. Yeah.
I love your shirt, by the way. As my axe.
Thank you. I made
Nice.
it for I
That's
made
great.
it for my Gimli cosplay for New York Comic Con when I met John Rhys Davies, and then he said "and my axe" in the Gimli voice.
What?
Yep.
I've
Yep.
had way too many cool experiences like that.
I almost cried.
All right.
Anyway, so
What's Madry?
I
doing?
almost cried.
anyway, no time to cry.
Nope.
Madry, I think. Not that I would know what was back there anyway. Madry is also going to make her way over to that building and try and get in that house as well.
Okay. So all 3 of you kind of go in
Yeah.
a line.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a World War II urban guerrilla.
This
raid.
is, yeah, this
Yeah.
is like resistance, French resistance fighting the
Right.
Germans in a village.
Okay. The dwarves.
Yeah.
The dwarves. Where are the dwarves again, Christian?
They are right by the Storm crew.
They, knowing and fearing the power of dragons, put their backs up against the wall of that house. They all run to that house. Put their backs against.
That's
it.
absolutely fine.
And they grab their weapons. Isha.
Isha's gonna cast Guiding Bolt on that orb.
Okay.
Ooh boy.
That is there a roll on that?
Awesome.
I don't
Let me check.
think
Oh,
there is.
frankly, wasn't it a save?
Yeah, it's a save.
Oh, okay.
Is it? Let me check. It's been a while. I've been doing druid
Yeah, I've
spells,
missed
y'all.
seeing you like really seriously flip through your spells.
Aw, thanks.
How does it feel to
I
have
know.
Isha back in the hand? Is that-
I
cool.
love her, and
Yeah.
also I love it when she's wrong about things, or
Yeah.
when she's too hot-headed. And this always, like, we noticed this happened when Nesrine was in danger. Like, she gets very single-minded when someone she loves has been in danger, and and she
Okay.
does questionable things. Very impulsive.
No, there's no save.
Oh,
Yeah.
is it a it's a roll? I was wrong.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
Just an attack.
It's,
So
yeah.
46. I'll roll the damage if that's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so your guiding bolt kind of hits the orb, and there's this kind of flash of light. You actually see your bolt kind of go off like this, but the coldness kind of abates. The cold glow kind of goes away, and then it sort of winds up again.
Okay.
Anders.
All right. I'm gonna hope this works. And that I'm not the best tactician, but I'm gonna try to be a good tactician with people. So, what he's gonna basically in Nordic, because he'd rather speak Nordic to his crew.
Yeah.
He's basically going to order all of them to fire at the dragon and then spread out across the city to basically make the dragon hunt them.
Okay.
So he's going to say that in 6 seconds or less. So basically,
Okay.
shoot,
Scatter.
scatter.
Yeah. So do they have?
Yeah, they actually have short bows.
They have short bows. Okay.
So that's why I
Okay.
devised this strategy off.
Okay.
And it's in range, 80 feet, because you said 60.
Okay. So you have how many? 5 of them,
I
right?
have 5 of them. Do you want to roll
Okay.
for them?
No, you can roll. They're
Are you
your-
guys
they're
all
your
right
nine.
under him over there?
Yeah, they're all
They're
all by me.
They're all
So-
right up against the house we just ran
Can I borrow
into.
some d20s?
Mm-hmm.
Here, you can borrow mine.
Okay, I got them. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Sweet. All right. This ain't gonna work, but whatever.
Big money, no whammies. It's better than nothing.
Oh my god, I actually rolled relatively well.
Oh wow, that's not bad.
So I have 2 20s,
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
unnatural,
Okay.
an 18,
Okay.
15, and a 10.
That's
Uh,
pretty good.
2 hits.
That's
Alright.
what I figured. Oh crap. Okay,
2
so
out of 5.
1d. So that's
No,
2d6.
He's at least 20.
2d6
Yeah.
plus 2.
Yeah, 19 missed, I think. So.
Holy shit. 14 points damage.
Okay.
This is going to be
So,
another
Take-
mega monster, though.
So.
And then
you
they're all going to
actually-
scatter in random directions, full movement.
So you actually watch that, and you feel a kind of strange surge of pride when all 5 arrows hit, and you all of a sudden commend yourself for putting your men through marksman training from week to week. But only 2 of the bolts catch in between scales and enter the dragon. The others ultimately bounce off.
So they're all going to scatter, and Anders, what he's going to do is simply pretty
So-
much buck himself against the wall with his sword drawn,
Yeah.
and basically just whisper, Morgan, time to do your thing.
So give me the movement on all your guys wherever they're going to go.
You can choose.
Yeah, so I'm going to need your help.
But so Anders didn't. He only used a verbal free action. He
Yeah,
didn't-
yeah. The rest of
Yeah.
the movie is basically
So
dedicated
is he
to ducking.
holding?
He's basically holding for the rest of
So
Okay,
full
he's
it.
movement.
holding.
So 30 feet. So he's going to go that way.
Okay.
He will go across that way. So I think that's about 30.
Or
He will go.
maybe up against the house. No more.
He's going to circle that way. He will also go this way,
Mm-hmm.
and he will go more that way. They're all just going to scatter and see what happens.
Okay, it's the dragons, remarkably the dragons at the bottom of the initiative order.
Interesting.
But it is letting loose straight down
Of
on
course.
Kajal.
There you go.
It's breath weapon, so I need a constitution
Damn,
save.
I thought he was going to. That reason I was this, so I couldn't do attack of opportunity.
You were hoping for a swoop.
I was hoping for a swoop.
Yeah, hope for a swoop.
Mm-hmm.
Hope for a dive.
Because then you can just jump up and
Yep.
stab him right in the...
19.
Yeah, it's a fail.
Wow.
You're not within 10
Damn.
feet, are you?
Have you?
Yeah.
No,
Well,
no.
I was going to give you a d6. You're actually going to be nice to me for a half second. I have aura protection. So remember that if you're within 10 feet of me, you get an extra d6 to your saving throws.
Bitch, I can do that.
I know, so maybe to get 2 d6.
I can do that.
Well, then they get 2 d6 so they're both next to both of us.
But we don't like you.
Yeah.
Well, fine, you don't get it.
Holy,
Don't take my d6s for free.
Fine.
holy shit.
Oh fuck.
This is.
You should be.
How many feet? I'll take your
Is she
Okay.
getting closer, or is she just like doing the
She's
rest
just
of
right
them?
above you. Just
Smart
flying,
play.
flying past.
Wait, its primary weapon involves a save?
I mean, you know, Morgan wasn't her son.
You know, no big deal or anything.
Yeah, you take 71 points of damage.
What?
Oh!
Do you have?
I have one left.
Oh my god!
Oh.
Let's just refer back to my comment from
Yep.
earlier.
Yep, you are so right. That was.
Yeah.
That was
What?
Wow. I have 1 hit point.
fucked. This is it.
Shame.
Tell me what happens to me.
So
Well,
you
that's that
You're in
word.
haste.
stare
What's
up,
your
and
Hilda?
it is the most sublime, frightening, and beautiful, impressive, mythic sight you've ever seen. This gleaming streak of a huge, scaly beast right above you with this massive wingspan. It's the largest creature you've ever laid eyes on. You've had nightmares. I didn't touch this thing. And it was staring at you when it flew, but then it went into a slight climb. When it was right above you, it dropped its head. It looked down. You caught a glimpse of a smile and a glint in its eye, and you see its throat kind of expand, and the mouth opens, and
Wow.
there's just this icy, hail, frosty blast, almost glowing white, comes straight down and engulfs you. And you feel this bitter cold burning your body, frostbite all over.
Well, it's been a good run.
It has been, friends.
Can you give me a
Has been,
dexterity
fam.
check? Actually, we'll say a strength check.
Strength check. Yeah. Oh boy. 10?
10, yeah.
No, 11.
11.
I love it.
Okay, you almost drop your legger, but you don't. It remains in your hands. But you are actually you're thrust down. You're cowed down by the power of this cold blast, and you find yourself actually on your knees, or at least on one knee, just under the weight of this. And there's basically a coating of ice and frost on you. Back top of the initiative.
That's my, yeah. She didn't get any closer? So she's still 60 feet up?
Well, so she has the rest of her moves, so she's going to move another. So she had moved. What's her movement? So she would have gone 80. That's when it would have been. So it would have been another 80 feet. So she's out over here now.
Oh my
She's
lord.
flying, right?
She's flying.
Flying.
Okay, so she's not...
Yeah. So you could actually put her just on that building.
Yeah.
If she'll stay. We try that. Yeah, there you go. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's where she is. She's not turned, mind you.
She's facing that way?
Yeah, she's facing that way. She's
Okay,
not
I can try to
We're
turn
wear
her that way.
ourselves
in
out
full
trying to
flight.
Chase it.
I only have one idea. Well, not to it.
Basically, all the dwarves just kind of go as they watch Kajal just come disappear into this frosty
Alright, so
blizzard.
where's Joel? Joel's right there.
Snowy,
Okay.
kind of snowiness.
It's very cool.
I have one idea, and it might not work. But I have 1 hit point after 1 hit, so what the fuck?
Yeah.
I mean,
So Kajal dashes.
No, 35 feet gets me.
Oh yeah, because you got a
Right.
boost, right?
And with all of my strength, the remaining strength,
Oh, I think I know what you're gonna do.
left,
You're gonna throw the hammer.
I'm
You're
gonna
gonna throw
throw
the
it
hammer.
as hard as I can with both hands
Okay.
and just channel some Thor and
Okay.
just throw it
Okay.
as hard as I can.
Okay.
Did the
Wish I could
dragon
divine aid you, but
Did the dragon land there?
Yeah.
It's
No,
fine.
it's
It's
fine.
hovering.
It's hovering
Oh,
there.
okay.
Okay, so
yeah, it's fine.
give
Can
me
I-
your attack roll.
Like Dex, I guess? It would be Dex, right? 'Cause I'm throwing it.
It's interesting. Let me just look up a hammer. Just 'cause
I
it's-
think you can use strength.
I was
'Cause you-
gonna
'cause you
say,
can
is
use-
it a
you can
versatile
heave it.
weapon?
Right. It's very much
Because
so.
otherwise, I would call it an improvised weapon. No, I wouldn't. I would make my own judgment on this.
is prayer a free action?
Prayer is a free action.
I think we're all
I'm-
doing that now.
I'm praying.
Yours is more meaningful.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
just. I'm gonna. Okay, you just give me a. You just give me a range attack.
Okay.
We can both pray.
Does it have any bonuses? What's the stat on the hammer?
Yeah. So
Tell
it
us about
has.
it.
It has.
Before I don't get to
One
sleep.
time he gets to
But
use
before
it.
you,
Yeah.
the one time you do get to use it, at least know about it.
We should hold him.
We should all hold it. Form a prayer
My,
circle.
That's right. Laying on of hands
The laying of hands
on Kajal.
on Kajal.
And you can lay
Actually, I
hands
can
on
heal. I can
Carrot.
I can heal
Who's
almost as well as you can.
representative.
Kajal.
I got
All
my
place
mace.
our hands
yeah,
on
My
their
aid.
shoulders.
Would
So
you
you.
do that?
So much in common. That's why we're
Okay, I'm gonna allow you to use this as a melee weapon. I'm gonna roll the sword legger can be thrown.
Okay.
Plus 5.
Did say
Plus 5 to hit.
I have to.
Oh.
If you want
Any other
backstory,
stats?
I'll do
Oh,
it.
oh.
Okay.
I'll add it.
Cool.
come around.
Okay.
Okay.
Sweet.
He owes literally everything.
She's not very double. So I think she'll come around.
Alright.
You can reroll that.
Okay. We did land on some people. Oh, I'm glad I did. 30.
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay. So
Why'd you get 30?
Yeah.
sword legger.
So, proficiency plus Dex and the hammer gives me plus 5 to hit.
Uh-huh.
So it's a
Yeah.
plus 11, I rolled a
job.
19, so
Okay.
30.
Now we're
But
talking.
like, how does the hammer
For
work?
damage?
Yeah.
I don't know yet. He's gonna
Is
tell
this
me. I don't
some
know. I don't know.
bullshit?
I don't know.
For damage, I would like you to roll 2d6 plus 5.
2d6 plus 5 plus my strength, right?
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, I'm frenzied.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Easy for you.
Like, duh.
So-
Clearly.
so-
Throwing it out.
Throwing it
That is a given.
That is, water is
So
wet.
2d6
So
plus
frenzied
5
right now.
Oh my god.
9 plus, okay,
I'm like so frenzied.
plus 11.
I heard that as Cher Horowitz from Clueless.
7, 18 points of damage.
Okay. So, you're actually through it, and there's there's a sound. There's like a sound of thunder the moment it leaves your hand, and you can actually see there's like a buffer of air, almost like it's breaking the sound barrier. And the hammer streaks, and there's this glow behind it as it streaks across the sky, and it's coming right up behind the dragon, and the dragon, hearing the thunder, looks over its shoulder and sees the hammer streaking towards it. And it opens its mouth as if to let loose with some kind of response as a bonus action.
Nice.
And all of a sudden, the same kind of hail of frost breath comes out of its mouth, and the hammer cuts right through it.
Ah,
You
yeah.
actually see it peel back, and the
Nice.
hammer goes right into its mouth.
Yeah.
Dragon teeth, fam.
The hammer goes right into its mouth, and then
I could use a
the
new
dragon's
sword.
eyes open with surprise, and you actually see its gullet expand as the hammer goes down the throat.
Stop.
And then the hammer,
Stop.
and then the hammer comes back out of the mouth.
Boring.
It comes right back, and it lands about 5 or 10 feet in front of Kajal, and then scrapes across the cobblestones right up to his
Like
feet.
Mjolnir.
And the last thing you hear is the dragon go. Did you say 18 points?
18 points,
Right.
yeah.
That is incredible.
Worth it.
Yes.
So good.
I mean, you might die now.
Alright.
He'll turn right back around and come for you.
Yeah,
We'll
but
forgive you
that was a
Worth
good
it.
last
for your recklessness.
Montjoy,
Alright.
Awesome.
Montjoy is aghast.
at what did I just see?
Right, exactly. Alright, well, he's still nearby, so she's gonna go over and use a healer kit on him,
Okay.
right? Because
No,
he hasn't
where?
actually
can you
run.
get to him? Oh yeah,
Yeah.
she's super speedy.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
feel
I
so
mean,
probably.
he's all over here.
What's your
I have 45 feet.
45?
You
You're
can't
not
get
gonna
there.
make it. Yeah, like halfway there.
Well, you
then
could do a
I'll
double
just do a
move. but-
double move, and I won't
But
be able
then,
to do
but then you
anything.
might get.
Frozen.
Do what your character
Yeah,
would
do
do.
what
Do
you
what
would
your
do.
A
character
double
would do.
move, but then you can't like
Heal or kill.
actually
Do
heal
anything.
him.
Yeah, but do what you would do.
Can I hide in the doorway? Is there some sort of
You
she would be kind of.
Well, she
Could I go
Yeah,
through
yeah.
the building?
You could go diagonal. You could go
Do
through
you
the
have
building.
a ruler, by
Is
the
there a
way?
door on that side?
Sure. What do you
Okay.
need?
On this building, is there a door
Yeah,
on this
right
side? There is. You could go through the building. No, that building.
Because
Oh,
I'm
this
way
one?
with my archery.
Isn't he out there?
Yeah,
He's,
yeah.
yeah.
Alright, so she's gonna try to
Is
go in
there-
the side of
I
that
think
building.
like 45 is. Well, if you go to. I think you make it. I don't know. Somebody who has a better view of
Is
the.
there a door on that side?
No, there's no door on this side. You have to go around the
Yeah,
corner.
there's only door here.
She's gonna try to jump up into the window.
You're gonna try and jump on that balcony.
Well, there's a
Or in the
window.
window on the
There's a
main
balcony.
floor.
Yeah, there's a window on the main floor.
Oh, there's a window on the main floor.
Okay, cool. So she'll dive through that.
Okay.
I was putting it right by the window.
So
just for,
it's a glass window, and you go.
Oh, okay. I didn't know I was doing that for sure.
So you come through,
Alright.
You're
and you roll into the main tap room of the tavern, and everyone's cowering near the window. So you actually dove over somebody that was cowering underneath the window, but the people at the other windows just look over, and then they kind of look like this, and you kind of roll.
And
Why
I'm thinking
extra?
about how extra I am right
Yeah.
now.
Yes,
How
right.
quietly extra you are.
Yep.
You come
Alright,
and you
so I'm
land on
just
your
kind of
face.
in the tavern then. eh?
Yes, you
Yes, that
Okay.
would be it.
Alright.
are. So you're going,
That's good. Works.
Where is Ragna Coldbane?
it's gonna be a perception check.
Where is Ragna? Where's Ragna? It's a book.
Where's
You gotta
Ragna?
find your little
Ooh.
face. Your shining male.
you just
Nope.
You just,
Yeah.
It was an 8.
So you do not see her.
Conjoy just gave a
find her.
Stormwind sailor an idea.
Ah, an
Nice.
inspiration.
Inspiration.
Your
You
your
too
action.
can get inspiration.
What's Sigrun doing?
But I do see these people up here.
Yes.
Okay.
And you actually see that the young dragon is up on the ramparts and about to take flight.
Can I reach him with my crossbow if I get to
That
the
ruler?
edge?
That ruler?
I would say that's.
If I go to the edge.
I like running across people
Sure.
inside the buildings because
So
I'm always
that
like, where are the
is
people?
60. What's
Where
your
are
If
crossbow?
I go to the edge though.
they? Get a window in.
Right up here?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can.
A broken.
Okay.
You can do that.
Yeah.
All right. So you go right to the edge of this moat. You are exposed. Everyone can see you.
Yeah. As
Okay.
you, yeah.
Yeah.
What the fuck else am I gonna do?
I know. I feel you.
Okay. So with my crossbow.
I shot him with my crossbow.
So
for an
12.
ancient
Yo, yes.
I
mare.
don't watch the oil Glen Winks and stuff like that.
You're going for the young dragon.
Yeah, it was
Okay.
only a 12 though.
Yeah. So your bolt goes wide. It was actually laughter.
Okay, and then she's gonna uncanny dodge, not uncanny dodge,
Cunning action.
cunning action back between the buildings
Okay.
and like all the way around the corner.
All the way
Right.
around the corner.
Okay.
Where'd you go? There you are. Around the corner.
She was there anyway, so she figured she'd give it a try.
Good shot.
Okay, Madri.
Actually, I should remember where this is going on. So I have, let's see, a crossbow. I think it.
You have a longbow.
I have a longbow, so I can get that
Yeah,
from standing in the alleyway.
absolutely.
Yeah. Oh wait, and
You don't have long range.
Right,
Yeah,
I
you
don't.
have
It doesn't
600 feet
God,
to
I'm forgetting
shoot.
such things.
Yeah.
It's been a while.
So it's like up here.
Okay. Yes.
Yeah.
So.
You can shoot further than most people.
So you can
Yes.
kind of pretend she was just bringing the dragon to Madry's attention.
Yeah. I'm going with
Play it
it.
off, baby.
I'm going with it.
All yours.
Oh, thanks.
I loosened it for you.
Yes. I
Look how we're not
loosened it.
coming
So.
to the same target.
Oh, you know that
That's not good.
probably would have been a sneak attack.
Anders is focused. Anders is the dragon that
Although I
has
was
his level, and
exposed,
then
but like
Did
I could do
what I was gonna ask
shit
earlier
on the damage
is,
myself.
wait, let me ask
because
a
I don't
question.
have any
Go ahead.
enemies
So,
near it.
Ooh.
Sid,
Not good.
blah, blah,
anymore.
blah. You were saying, Glenn, you were saying that Anders was in charge of this initiative or whatever to go after Kolbe.
Yeah.
Had anything been communicated to the group about a plan?
He was gonna get to that, but then everyone's
Yeah,
like, I'm gonna kill you!
Gronir had suggested that you guys, your party, could do a reconnaissance, but Isha rebuffed him.
Right.
Yeah, and
That's
then
what-
and
Yeah,
then
but we hadn't gotten any
this
further
fucker killed
than
our
that.
friend, and we were like,
I mean, she would have done the reconnaissance.
I mean,
What was your role?
Oh, it's also
He would have
went
had
wide.
I had
I got a
I
12.
could have put together a plan
Well-
that he would have put together like 5
Get 2
minutes.
shots.
into
Yeah,
game
get 2
time.
shots.
yeah.
Forgot about
He
that.
actually had a pretty good one that no one would have liked it, but it would have worked.
Oh, even worse.
She would have done
Nope.
reconnaissance. She just wouldn't
Okay.
No
have
good.
talked to Anders.
At this moment, the
we
dwarves,
actually had started
the
forming
dwarves
a
are all
plan.
arming themselves, and they are coming to the corner and charging up behind Kajal because they had seen Jordlegger in action for the first time, and they're in a kind of
Rallied
dwarvish
them.
awe.
They've
They're
been
in
rallied.
frenzy.
That's right,
Dashing?
really. Yeah.
Dashing through the snow.
Are they
Like the
also
dwarves
frenzied?
when Thorin joins the battle.
It's always a little tight in there.
No.
Fuck me up, right?
Fuck me.
You say y'all, I say Kajal.
I love Richard Armitage. It's so much
Right.
better in the book.
Right.
The whole thing is better.
I think I literally saw every single Hobbit movie in the theater, so even I fell asleep every one.
It's okay.
It's okay.
I actually can't even stand to watch them. They're so bad.
Oh.
They just.
I haven't really rewatched them
They
either.
should
know.
never have been.
Did you
made.
notice me falling asleep next to you in the theater?
Yeah.
Did you notice that?
It was my head low.
Too damn long.
They're too damn long.
I still
Isha,
have a
your
small
action.
tactic
Yes,
for
okay,
second
so
one.
I'm within 30
I
feet
saw a
of
small
Kajal,
attention
correct?
to the second one.
Yeah.
I love
I'm
the
gonna
first one.
cast Sanctuary on him as a free action. I'm gonna yell, Kajal, smash the orb! And I'm gonna duck for cover in that building right there.
Nice.
So
Nice.
remind me on Sanctuary. Is,
Sanctuary is within 30 feet. It, la la la.
But it's will it protect the
She's
other dwarves?
ready.
That's my question.
No, it's
No,
one
it's one
target.
person.
It's
One person,
a
yeah,
creature
that's
within
right.
range. Until the spell ends, any creature who targets the warded creature with an attack or a harmful spell must first make a wisdom saving throw. On a failed save, the creature must choose a new target or lose the attacker spell. It does not protect the warded creature from area effects such as explosion of a fireball. If the warded creature makes an attack or casts a spell
I
that
got it,
affects
yep.
an enemy creature, the spell ends.
Okay. All right. So you cast that spell. You kind of look up the alleyway. You do this incantation, and
I'm gonna duck
there's
in
kind of
that
flash of light just around Kajal. Anders.
Duck
Yeah,
me.
she's in the building. Isn't the movie, you went to see Battle of the Five Armies right after Fiona was born, like 3 days later.
I remember
Yeah.
hearing about that.
Alright.
I'm a good father.
You
I'm
are.
a good,
Wait, 3 whole days.
So
I remember telling you, I was like, I'm going to that movie. I'm really
I know, I
sorry.
remember
You
being
can be in
like-
labor. I'm going to see that. I'm kidding.
It wasn't even worth it.
It wasn't.
No, it wasn't. I was tremendously disappointed. Anders,
I
your
mean, it still
action.
makes me
Yeah,
proud
you
of
know,
the
I'm
every time.
getting the resources to
I
do it
watched it
correctly.
with
I haven't even seen it.
So what he's gonna do
That
is
was.
I'm gonna
I'll wild
move
that
the
part of my
Steelers
life.
first because they actually can do things.
Okay.
Get in range. This guy, taking inspiration from Andre, is going to basically shoot
Huh?
and then run and dive into this window. So he can stay out of cover. So
Okay.
that'll be his action. So I have 1 attack going.
Okay.
Wait, you are in charge of all of your
I-
little squad as well?
Yes, I am.
Wow.
That's why you have
Holy
the ruler.
DM.
Yes, why is
That's
the
a
ruler?
miss. So
Okay.
he misses. Doesn't matter.
Yep.
This guy is going
Nice
to go
try,
up to this corner here. He will shoot.
Nope, not just for
He's
that.
going to probably miss. Oh wow, he actually
I
hits
mean,
with this one going.
sometimes it
That's a
can be
hit.
for both in this game.
He does 4 damage.
Okay.
This guy will jet across, do the same exact thing.
I
Shoot.
kicked in.
I almost tossed back a 5-hour energy, but then I
17
thought,
miss.
better not.
Other gentleman,
Probably
Yes.
if I'm gonna
Heals
be
are
drinking, I
here.
better not.
Okay.
and that
I'll
one
save
will
it for
move.
tomorrow when I'm gonna
Can
be
you put him like about
tired.
halfway there? 'Cause about
Yep.
30
I've
feet.
never drunk
Yep.
one of those.
And
They're actually.
See, now this is interesting. I'm sort of imagining you're verbally coordinating with these guys.
Yeah, he's
but
just
you're-
shouting
You're
things
sending
in
that
Nordic.
guy around the back. I mean,
he's just shouting things in
okay.
Nordic.
Okay.
He's just gonna move to here. Because he can't attack
I
you.
imagine anybody witnessing this would all of a sudden understand why they wanted you involved because you would bring these.
To be fair, in
troops
season
with you.
1, I did have the tactical genius to defeat Allwrath.
Right.
Allwrath would not have been killed.
Okay. So what was
Just-
Anders?
I've experienced killing
It's
dragons.
my resume.
What was it? What was the Anders?
We got lucky with Kieran.
What was Anders' actual action there?
Oh, he's moved.
Okay, he moved.
He moved. Actually,
I still wonder what
Um,
this woman or man with
he
flowing hair
will.
is doing, just standing there on the walk.
I don't want to.
We just haven't moved.
There's a
Second.
moment.
Talking
He
to
might actually
Romeo,
cast a spell.
waiting for her lost
Oh,
lover
okay.
to come back from sea.
Because I
It's her widow's walk.
slightly updated his spell list. I kept many of the spells that you
It's like
had there. I just
somebody
changed
chilling
like
on
2
a
or 3
balcony.
things.
Okay.
Flowing hair.
I have more spell slots than I thought.
You love widow's walks?
Is that a weird thing to say?
I love them
They
too.
always make me think of a particular Pokemon.
Oh, perfect.
So it could be
Oh my god, I was just thinking about the ghastly.
Yes!
Shut the fuck up.
He will cast
I love
8,
evil.
which
Haunted
bolsters.
me as a child.
Pulls
It was a
hit
ghastly,
points
not a haunter.
I
for
loved it, but
8 hours.
Okay.
And because
That's why I
you
said
haven't
it.
said
That's
anything
exactly
bad,
why I said.
you get extra 5 hit points for this basically for the next 8 hours.
Oh
Nice.
my god, yes.
God bless.
What happened?
I'm casting aid to the 3 people around me, which is
Thanks,
me,
Sith.
because I need help points. One of my sailors, who's right next to me, and Manjue, so they all get 5 hit points.
Ron, what
Yes.
is Aisha's save for the saving
So-
throw on her?
But I can only go up to my
Sanctuary.
max, right?
For the wisdom
You
spell?
add to your max.
Sorry,
Get-
let me double
I
check.
get extra
Oh
5.
wow.
Alright,
Yeah,
alright.
awesome.
I actually have support spells. I'm
Oh,
surprised.
very, very cool. Thank
So-
you.
That,
Because
oh,
you
I don't
haven't
have it
said
written
anything
here.
bad
That
to him.
is her
As far as he's
spell bonus,
concerned.
right?
I think the reason she
Well.
hasn't is that she's new, very new to the party, didn't have any
Reminds
prior
me-
connections to it.
Spell save DC. It's at the top of the second page.
Just kind of wants to see
I
who
don't-
he is.
I don't have it on this
first.
one
Well,
because
it would
it's an old
be-
spell.
Sad, but
So it's
not
You
invested
spell
in the
bonus
same way.
you
plus-
guys didn't,
No,
you didn't know
I understand.
Morgan as
Yeah,
well as
alright.
you didn't go through all of the things
Isn't that at the top of your
I
spell
mean,
list?
like,
And
I'm
you
a
also
very
didn't-
sad for you.
You also didn't know him
No,
before the
not on this
elder
one.
started taking
Let me
over.
check.
Right, right.
Whereas the 3 of us.
Yep.
how do I calculate it again? Sorry.
You knew him at post increasing assholery.
Yeah.
Research and
Insert elder,
Yeah.
receive asshole.
Because it's also like
Because
an
in the
old
first session, he was
and
more
a
like
different format.
punny, dumb motherfucker. Then he turned to arrogant, punny motherfucker.
Yeah.
That's what happens.
Arrogant and
And the
what?
puns didn't even get any better to
It didn't.
Okay.
Now
What's your proficiency bonus? +2.
You've
What's
only
your
been
wisdom
dead
No, it's
for
a
an
modifier?
hour.
+3.
Okay,
For
+3.
this?
What's your wisdom
Yeah.
modifier?
My wisdom modifier is 3.
Okay, so it's 8,
So you
3
got
is
a nice surge
11,
of energy.
and 3 is 14.
14. Okay.
Oh,
So
they
write
don't-
that down.
Yep.
Okay. All right. So, okay. Where are you going? This is getting good.
I'm just throwing out a piece of popcorn I found.
We just cause it's getting
Got up to
Because
throw out a
it's-
piece of
it's-
popcorn.
what I meant was it's getting ugly.
Yeah.
So,
I know exactly what you meant.
okay. So the tundra is turning and doing another run up the middle of the strait.
Oh god.
Use this fuck.
And let's see.
Yeah.
Let's see if it beats the sanctuary spell.
So he's facing this way still?
He's turned.
Come back.
He's coming
It's
back up the middle of
Wait,
the alleyway.
who cast the sanctuary?
I did.
On me.
Oh, nice.
I'm gonna try to heal him.
So it failed its
Careful,
wisdom
though.
save. So Kajal is
But
projected.
Is it an area of effect?
What's that?
Is the attack she's doing an area of effect?
Yeah.
Then it doesn't help me anymore.
God damn it.
He's being a good
So
player.
Isn't there a rule? Isn't one of the things
Yeah.
says no
If
area?
it's well,
spell doesn't protect the warded creature from area effects.
Yep.
so the attack counts as an area effect.
Yep.
Because she's breathing on me. Yeah. That makes sense.
Now, if it had been a claw or mouth attack, it would.
Yeah, it's because it's a breath weapon.
Yeah.
This whole we have to hope as players
You
that
had to go and have like
It's
integrity and shit.
we have
Be
to
a
hope
good-
that it's
good
running out of
player.
breath weapons. That's what we
Yeah,
have to hope
that's
for.
what
I
you know.
think I can now reach
She did
her
what
with
she could.
Fists
Yes.
of Unbroken Air.
I mean, even if I make the save, I'm gonna die.
From,
I have to
like,
Yeah, if you
roll.
dash
Yeah.
out from under the
Yeah.
balcony.
Now the
Right.
problem is if he doesn't have
Dash
damage
back
and I fail, I could outright die with no death saves.
Yeah.
Because if we know she can do 71 points, if she does
That's
72 points, I'm literally dead and can't come back.
Yeah.
Really?
Really?
Yeah.
If your whole point is hit in one hit, you're dead outright.
Yeah, like nothing.
Also,
about
if you
that.
hit the
I had
negative,
forgotten about
also
that
if you hit
rule.
negative your max.
That's,
Yeah,
that's what I'm
that's
saying.
what I
That's what I'm saying, yeah.
Okay, I thought you were saying like if you take your whole
Okay,
life.
so let's see. Everybody in that cluster, which I think are mostly dwarves.
And well, how wide is it? Because there's some soldiers.
Well, it's from about 60 feet up, and it's a 90-foot cone, so
Oh,
it's
yeah.
actually.
wait, she's
So it's
still
pretty much.
60
Are you
feet
in?
Yeah.
If you're
If you're
here.
in the alleyway, you're gonna hit.
Thank God I had my guy dive into the thingy.
Well, these two are probably getting hit though.
I don't think so because
No?
it would be
About the
60 feet up. It's half that wide.
Also,
so it's
he's
30
more of a
feet
hu-
range, right?
he's also
'Cause it
hugging
comes
the
with
wall.
45 degree
okay,
angle, right?
Okay.
He's also hugging the wall.
So the dwarves, all the dwarves.
Yep.
Fuck.
That's not.
So I need Constitution saves from all the dwarves. How many dwarves are there?
7. I mean, sorry, what? 1, 2, 3, 4.
Sleepy.
Well,
1, 2, 3. There's
Sneezy.
4 dwarves
No,
plus
we're just going
Kadal.
the
If there was, okay,
No,
I'm just gonna
continuing
call back
the Hobbit
to
realm.
when you saved Botman's life with the health pack. If there was time for me to roll that 20,
It
it's
would
right
be,
now.
It would be
Yes.
right now. Cross my
Okay,
fingers.
all the
Are
dwarves
you
failed.
usually the gods of the dice?
Oh hell no. I definitely
Yeah,
failed.
at least you didn't roll that 1.
12.
Yeah.
12.
Great.
Yeah, so that's going to be 62 points of damage.
I'm not dead, but I'm
Very
definitely
close.
unconscious.
So
Well,
hang on.
How did you
They
get
might
back
just-
up?
I'm not. I'm at
you're-
1. I
you're
mean, I'm
at
at literally
negative
dead.
Okay.
I'm
I have
negative
bad
60.
news. Every dwarf is dead.
Yeah, best case
Every
scenario.
dwarf died!
Every dwarf
Every dwarf
dies!
who's there.
And I'm down.
So
Alright,
you
we have to
actually,
have something. You have
Kajal,
to
your
do something
last
different.
sight
So no one can
is
kill her.
watching
The thing.
3 fellow Ironbreakers
This
Freeze
isn't
to
gonna work.
death.
frozen into ice.
Try.
They didn't even get to
falling
do
They
anything.
flat on
didn't.
their face.
They
Try
died
to-
valiantly, though.
Yeah. I mean, it could be like a Captain America who definitely could have picked it up but chose not to.
Yes, right, to be polite.
Yeah.
He couldn't have picked it up.
He could have
Steve
if
was
I.
worthy.
They,
Steve was
they
worthy.
put that on purchase.
In-
On
In
purpose.
the
Rogers
comics,
worthy.
Cap has wielded it.
Has,
Yeah.
yeah.
Also in the comics, when they did crossovers, Superman.
He can, but it was
What?
he understood it was
All
important
right, so
to Thor not to.
Kajal is down.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so the second, the baby dragon, the baby dragon.
Oh no.
Baby dragon.
You just
Gonna
missed
use
y'all.
the time wizard.
Maybe.
And
Maybe
get
you
Bowser
didn't
the
realize.
dragon.
No, we both went so wide, so maybe you didn't realize.
Yu-Gi-Oh!
Baby wagon.
Baby dragon.
So it's going 10, 20,
This might be a
Oh
You
no.
guys got it, right?
30, 70, 80.
Oh no. Oh no. It recognized. It noticed.
It's,
You better
it's-
recognize.
You better recognize. It did.
Yeah, it's breathing straight down. It's trying to hit Seagram.
Why me?
Girl, you know why.
Because you shot.
You have partial cover.
Shot through the heart in which
Yeah, you do have partial cover.
I also have uncanny dodge.
Go! Go!
Okay, so
Do it.
you were
Run!
going to need. It saw you shooting at it.
Yeah.
You were going to need a Constitution save
I have to be good about my
of, and I'm going to give you part cover. So
The good news is you guys
I'm going
got
to give you
two
a plus
strong
2
sailors
on
to
this
help you.
roll.
Okay.
Constitution save.
Oh no. No shit.
That's
what?
not
good. Oh no.
4?
It's an 8,
Yeah.
but uncanny dodge, so half damage.
That's
Okay.
okay. Sorry.
Okay.
Okay.
Better.
So you
Maybe.
35
Crew of the smallest bladders.
We'll see.
It's a baby.
Yeah, it's because I have teacher bladder now.
Yes.
So my bladder is like super sensitive.
I always have a small bladder, and I'm drinking alcohol, which makes it worse.
Makes it worse.
Let's teach your bladder.
Yeah, you take 19 points damage.
Okay. Could be worse.
Yeah,
It's gonna be 38.
Yeah. What? Yeah. Right. All right.
Okay, so normally we would go back to the top of the round, but Kajal needs to roll a
Death
death
save.
save.
Oh my lord, man.
Made it.
How
Thank
many
God.
times?
You said 19.
So many.
This is like de rigueur. Just saying, this is like the Fate of Düthara drinking game. Kajal
Doing
doing
death
death
saves.
saves.
I think I remember a game once where we had 2 people doing death saves at the
Yes.
same time.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think it was us. wasn't
Manjue, your action,
Yeah,
you're inside
it's
the
2D.
tavern.
Yeah.
You just
It's
saw
Star Wars.
through the window, you saw 4 dwarves, I believe.
Yeah.
I'm staying with my plan, which is to sneak out and use a healing kit on Kajal.
Okay. All right. So you're coming out. You're going out the window.
Yeah, is he fairly close to some opening?
Yeah. So he's actually. It looks like he's about 7 feet from the window.
Okay.
So you're going to use half your move to get to that other window,
All right.
and then you're going to jump out the window. I need a dexterity check.
Okay.
This is a big deal because if you fail this, you're not going to have any action left.
20.
You make
Nat.
it. So basically,
20 comma nat.
you nat 20.
Yeah.
Nat.
You nat 20?
Nat
All right, so you actually somersault out the window,
Somersault.
and in mid somersault, in mid tumble, you actually pull your healer's pad and you flip it over your back, so that when you land on your feet, it's in your hands.
So beautiful. So
And you're-
quietly extra.
You're in the act of healing, Kajal.
Very elegant.
Kajal, you're about to get some healing.
Okay, so Sigrun,
It's my turn.
yes.
For some reason.
Where is the?
Well, you actually managed to take minimal, less damage because you're underneath the balcony. So you had partial cover, and your uncanny dodge allowed you to get underneath it.
Okay. Is it still above me?
Yes.
Alright.
2 dragons, people. 2 dragons.
I think we're well aware.
6th level D&D. 2 fucking dragons.
I have a feeling this is
This
more
is
like
some wacky
ninth
shit, and I
level
feel like we need to like
Yeah.
convene in a.
I do feel a little overwhelmed.
Do you?
How come we always
Well,
be
Yeah.
overwhelmed or underwhelmed?
All I
think
can
we just
say,
do well.
all I can say is that a plan was suggested. Making a plan was suggested, but
Please tell me that was a 10 things I hate about you reference.
I was actually going for Young Justice.
Oh, what'd you say? What'd you say?
Well,
Girl, I got you.
Why can't we be well?
Nice. I get it.
Fair.
A plan was suggested. We ain't got no.
Yeah, it was
plan.
suggested, then you killed one of our friends. It wasn't gonna go.
Yeah, nope. Nobody's gonna listen.
Sigrun is going to
I mean, by all
try and first she's gonna try and fire another bolt at it.
means,
Okay.
fight one and
We
another.
need to get it on the ground.
Yep, it needs to be on the
I
ground.
actually have an ability to use my constitute anti-magical enemy. So
That
I
didn't work.
Drive in front.
Right, but it's just we need to get her to
18?
land.
That's a hit.
Yeah, I know.
Nice.
Oh, because then you have to take it down.
That's what totally what happened. This little flying ass.
What
So, what do I have?
Extra damage against Elder.
I think it's just 1d6.
Yeah.
I need Morgan to make me able to be flying.
Why?
Just flying right now, then.
Yeah, that would be so great. Morgan and fire.
Okay.
We're
Yeah.
gonna try not to
Get the
be
shit
bitter,
out.
but
To be fair, Morgan would have been wiped out
that's-
in one shot.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
7
He only
points
had
damage.
7 points
He would have
damage.
wiped out in one shot.
And then she's going to move from under the balcony and
oh, I see.
she's actually gonna dash across and dive through the same window that
Alright.
Those poor people.
Ah, another one.
there's no glass there.
Yeah, I know that makes sense.
Let somebody else do first.
Shoot
Yeah.
strangers.
She's
Okay, so you went into the tavern there.
yeah.
Okay. And the moment you actually land, they all the tavern guests and the bartender and they're all cowering behind furniture. They all go, "She went out the other window."
Thanks.
So
She'll
they
cross
agree.
to it.
Yeah, so I'm going to, since I'm still in the
Just you
alleyway.
poor little hobbit. You poor little halfling.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God. At least maybe
Come
knows
here,
how to
please.
protect herself.
Reading Pippin, correcting. What was that? I don't know if it was Theoden. I'm on my Lord of the Rings reread.
What was it?
She's like,
It's like Pippin goes
something,
Hobbit if you
something,
please.
Pippin.
I don't remember who he was correcting, but it was some royalty.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It was better when she was just muttering.
Pippin, I think he says that to.
Somebody's like a halfling.
I think it's to Baragon.
It's gonna say
Yes.
it's in
Yes.
Gondor. It's in
Yes.
Gondor.
Yes.
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm gonna like step out
Okay.
and shoot
All right.
Who are you shooting?
the baby dragon.
Okay.
Fuck with that.
Right now.
I can barely handle this.
We're too soft.
Okay, so hold on.
and squishy for that shit.
Yeah, we're
right
too
now.
soft and small. Okay, so
Speaking of tiny
crazy.
bladders.
26.
I know.
Holy
I
crap.
told you.
I think it's
I-
in your
that's
head.
crazy.
23.
No.
23.
and a 26. Because I
I've
get
had that.
2.
That's 2
TV in
hits.
my
Yeah.
I've had
Nice.
before I go to
So
bed.
it's
I
actually
end up having to get
yes.
up like 4
You
or
do
5, 6 times a night. It really sucks. Oh my
No.
god, you
Yes?
seriously
No.
do?
Yeah,
Wow.
those are good.
yeah.
But you
Can
have
you check that for
like
reason? Okay.
before bed.
No.
I do.
Plus your dex
Yeah.
modifier.
I do.
But I usually
What?
Plus your dex
do.
modifier.
Yes.
For damage.
I'll
then I
literally
have
go
to
at
get
10,
up.
15, and then like
For
I'll
each shot,
go
too.
again.
Yeah, 5 and 5.
Or 10,
Wow.
15, and
Okay,
10,
so
30.
what was
what's
your
total damage? You had two.
Then I
You
have
had
to
2
wake up at
hits.
6
Well,
and
it
then I have to-
well, it's
Oh,
1d8
okay.
per, so
Oh,
it's each shot was
Yeah, me too.
5.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
we're the thirsty
that's,
family.
so you actually put 2 bolts into its
Yeah, I
midsection.
wake up around
On either side of Seagram's.
Huh.
You sort of were proud of that.
I am.
The dwarves. Who's alive
No,
amongst the
they're dead.
dwarves?
They're
all
dead.
dead.
All dead.
Alright, so yeah.
All of them?
All
Yeah.
of them
No,
are
I
dead.
always
Okay.
do once in a
This is when he
Take
realized
them
I
off
should have made the
the
dragon a
Oh,
little
don't
younger.
apologize.
No. I have no regrets.
No regrets.
I have no regrets. So, but so
Take
there
them
were
off
7
that initiative
dwarves.
order.
Did they all cluster around?
You said I only had 5 dwarves minis, so
Oh, so there's 2 somewhere.
Yeah.
I call it.
There's 2.
probably
other-
inside still.
But they would have been there. They would have all died anyway. They would
Yeah, I
have been
imagine
there.
they would
They
have.
all would have been in the same place.
Yeah, okay, I'll rule it out if you like.
No, I mean that just seems
No,
that
that's
would have
cool,
been the
that's
case.
That's fine. So, Isha.
I was just looking for spells and I was hoping I was not next. Jesus.
No, he can't see it.
Yeah, he can't help us now.
Yeah. Wrong god.
He's in your
Wrong.
car.
He's yet to be born.
Yeah, not around yet.
Oh, I just got it.
How many feet am I?
Yeah, Veronica.
I'm really tired today.
How many feet am I away from Mama?
Mom.
You would be.
You're in here.
I know, but like, what is 60 feet?
That's 60 feet.
You're
So I
about-
can move and go 60 feet.
Unless the dragon's not higher than that.
Dragon's
yeah.
60 feet up.
60 feet up, so
So-
I can come around the
You
corner.
can come around the corner.
You have to get like underneath it.
I mean, what else can I really do? She knows there's no point in attacking it, but I mean, she can run up to Kajal.
Hmm.
I'm trying to decide if she's running
Did
up
I
to
have enough
Kajal
movement
or.
left to go back in the house? Because that's what I had intended.
No.
No,
No.
just because I had to jump through the window. That's right. It was
No
worth
one
it for
saved
that
Kajal
glorious
yet,
jump
right?
through
She's,
I had.
she's in the midst of healing me. We don't know how much she healed.
Yeah.
Alright.
But
So
For some
stupid.
reason.
I didn't finish. Why didn't I finish?
I don't know.
We're gonna do it right now.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna do it right now.
Well, actually, no.
Does it take a full
Bottom of the
turn?
round.
No, I didn't think it.
Yeah, why didn't she roll it when she?
Well, I
risked
I
thought
don't
I
roll,
would
he
do
does.
it. I would tell you when it came up to your turn. I would tell you how many hit points you got left.
How many? That's more than 60.
I can tell you right
Okay.
now. What's your ability modifier?
Yeah. Hold on.
Spellcasting
It's
ability
not a.
modifier?
It's not a spell. It's a.
Oh, it's your
feat.
healing kit. That's right. It's a feat.
Hold on.
It's a
I'm gonna
feat.
tell you. 167. It is when you use a healing kit. That creature. You can spend 1 use to tend to a creature destroyed. 1d6 plus 4 points.
Right.
Plus additional hit points equal to the creature's maximum number of hit dice.
Right.
Twilight Princess.
She's 6, 'cause I'm 6.
Okay. Okay. Are you ready for this?
Yeah.
6. 6 and.
I don't know what that part is.
16.
But you're still unconscious.
No, healed from 0.
So, what was your spell ability modifier again?
It's not about the spell.
Oh, that's right. I'm sorry.
It's
Excuse me. 6 is plus 4, so
1d6
that's 10
plus
plus your
4.
6 is 16.
16. Wow.
Yeah.
What is the additional points equal to the creature's maximum
Well, he's
number
got
of
6.
dice?
It's a level, basically.
That
Raise it
was
one.
insane.
I need to get my steps in while we're
Get my
doing
steps in, yeah.
That's
Got
awesome.
that Fitbit on.
I actually
Okay.
do have one on right now.
So, what was Isha's action?
It's pretty cool.
She's gonna
That's fun.
come
Is it really?
so that she's within 60 feet of the dragon.
Okay.
I mean, girl, if I don't meet the mat, if I don't meet the goal, I don't meet the goal.
And-
It's really not-
But you're right
It
there.
like kind of scolds you a
Probably
little
like
bit.
obsessive over it, probably.
It does remind me of
Um,
I think it's 60 feet
10 of the
because-
hour.
Mhm.
I haven't moved 250 steps over my.
Yeah, probably.
It's good
Right.
because I tend to sit around a lot.
she's going.
It's motivation.
Rip.
She's gonna scream in Draconic,
Ooh!
casting command,
Okay.
Oh my God.
Whoa! Shit.
and she's gonna.
This is terrifying.
Yeah, you're telling me. I think the best command in this situation is to command the creature to flee.
Okay.
She's just trying to get it away from them because she knows they can't defeat it.
You gotta be a 10th. You gotta be like a 10th grade student. Kill yourself.
Yeah. Just like
No, you should-
die.
That might be a little much.
Gilgamesh could do it.
So we can
Gilgamesh
say-
could.
She's basically
Lord
gonna yell in
Land, yeah.
He
Draconic
used
for
power
which
word
is
kill.
Tell her to
Remember
fucking-
that?
That was
Yeah.
amazing. I was just thinking, can we
It's-
like give Gilgamesh a call, see if
It's
he's
far away.
busy?
it's basically the target spends its turn moving
Yeah.
away from you by the fastest available
Okay,
means.
so
If
and
it
your
works.
your spell we just decided was we calculated it was
14.
14. Okay, so it has to
And
make a
it's
wisdom
a
save,
wisdom
right?
save, yeah.
Okay.
That's all she can do, and then maybe
There's a
she's
14.
trying to run.
It failed.
Ow!
Ow.
Okay.
It failed.
Right.
Did you break him already?
No, I think I stabbed him.
It
Oh yeah, I
failed.
stabbed myself
Remarkably
under
failed.
my nail.
So it has to flee. Yeah. So it is
Okay.
already turning. So it's going back to the keep.
Alright, well,
I think I'm okay.
It is by the
It just-
sometime?
Yeah, it just.
That's
Yeah. So it passed above you. And I'm gonna actually suggest that the other dragon would be like. So Anders,
I'm gonna go.
I got. So seeing
this
Dragon.
is shameful. This revolving door bathroom.
Sorry.
Because we're not the peers.
that
You and I are
happening,
gonna
he's
move
gonna
there.
focus.
Yeah.
Because we just sit.
That would
We
probably
take
be
Okay.
the
the
All
best.
his
occasional
men-
fee, and you take the
They
off.
can.
the
So 1
fee.
second. This one's
Right.
gonna.
I should really stop boxing myself in. I know myself better than that.
He's gonna come
Uh-oh,
here.
something just fell
It's
missing.
about 30 feet.
Probably like the two
Turn.
brushes or something.
There's one over there, right?
Yes.
Can you move him like to about there-ish? Yeah.
Oh, so she's gonna do
One.
it.
Yeah,
Help
you can
me.
do it.
Help me.
My plan.
You can do it.
Yeah.
You can do it.
Join me.
Okay, I'm gonna have 4 guys fire at baby dragon.
Yeah!
Yay!
Give me those rolls.
I just did 10 points damage, so just
No, don't give me
Baby,
don't give me
yeah.
the control die. That's
So-
that's your die.
Loose.
yeah, lose.
I've always been this way, my whole life.
Alright, I'm sorry.
Alright, one's definitely missing.
No, it's okay.
I used to have.
17,
No,
19,
I
15.
developed like anxiety.
So that's 15's the damage.
No,
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 those
that's-
are the
Oh,
hits.
that's not a
15,
hit.
19,
So 2 hits then?
No.
Yeah.
17, 19.
17, 19. That was the 2 rolls.
Those
There's
those-
five
Four
now.
shots. Four
I
shots.
made 4 shots.
Over
One
again.
definitely misses because he rolled 2.
Yes.
Then I had one guy roll
Years
a
later did I figure out
17.
That's
That's a
what it
miss.
must have been.
On the baby dragon?
Oh, so the baby. Yes, I
Baby,
forgot.
baby.
Excuse me.
That might be.
Yes,
I
so
was like, wait,
that's
I-
something that is a
Oh.
hit. That is a hit.
19?
That's a hit too.
15.
That's not a hit.
Okay, that's
Okay.
what I figured. I think I got 2
Yeah.
shots in.
Right.
Yeah.
My whole life.
Yeah.
Makes
Like,
sense.
it drives my dad crazy. My sister has the same problem. When we go on long car rides, we drive 10 hours to Maine.
Right.
We're not allowed, we're like not supposed to drink liquor.
Only
My
7
sister
points
and
damage,
me
but still
because
something.
What was it total?
7.
7 points
That's
damage.
all. Thank you for that.
So this, yeah, he's got a couple of bolts in him at this point.
Stop. That's right.
We take turns.
Because the bad part is
This
when
is
you're-
This is
Oh, I
my
dodged
dad.
that.
Right, right.
Here,
Well, the bad part
okay.
is when you're in a
Anders
relationship
will
with one person and there is no other
put back
person
the
that
wall
you can
here.
wait out, and so you're like,
So,
oh my god, this is totally
Well,
gonna
when I
be
drive
me.
up there and my
We'll take
sister's
back
not
the
coming
wall
with
here.
us,
Baby
that
dragon.
is what happens.
Then you're stuck.
Is flying right down here.
That's something on the goddamn ground.
It smells like Christmas, right?
It does.
And it is coming right underneath the balcony.
Oh no.
Oh yes. Oh yes.
No, not all those people in the tavern.
I figured you'd get what
Is
I
it
meant,
coming
either
under
way.
my
Yes.
balcony?
Yes, your
So
balcony.
who's it? I think it, who's
Mondre
there?
and Sigrid and Anders.
I'm not
Anders.
outside.
No,
No,
I'm
Anders
on
is
your
across
side.
the way.
Yeah, that's
No,
right.
no, no.
Right.
No,
He's right
you're
here.
there.
He's right here.
Oh.
What happened?
So I don't know whatever the dragon's doing.
I'm on the
Manjway-
same side
oh,
where
yeah.
Kajal is.
Manjway is healing.
Oh, right.
Yeah,
So
but
where's
Put me
Major?
in my right
Major's-
spot.
I'm in here.
I think
Okay,
Sigrid's,
then it's going after Anders.
Sigrid's right
Okay.
inside the window.
It's going after
yeah,
Anders
Sigrid's inside the
solely.
window.
Where's
Okay,
Anders?
what's he doing?
Anders is there.
He's
Okay.
doing.
Ow.
He's biting and he's clawing with
Oh.
both his claws.
Okay.
I guess
He's a
I'll help
bitch.
you.
He's a bitch.
He's a bitch.
Well, punk ass bitch.
Okay,
Yes, bitch.
17 is the hit, right?
Yeah. 17's my
Take my
honesty.
Kylo Ren's punk ass
17
bitch shirt,
hit.
but I'm just gonna put this dragon's name over it.
That's okay.
Okay, that's 16 points.
I'm the creator of those
3 is a miss.
She's fantastic. I love her. I love her. She's so
And a
lovely.
4 is a miss.
Yes. I'm more the Kylo Ren one this one than Force Awakens.
Okay, now, so for the duration of your spell was 1 round. It has to obey you. It has to, the Tundra has to obey Isha for 1 round.
Yeah. Rounds.
That's starting now. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay.
Because it's yes. It's
That's right.
Starting at the top of the round.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, Kajal.
So I'm gonna stand up.
Okay.
Thank Majorie for that.
She bows a little bit.
That
Goes
really
like
good. That was-
head and shoulders
That was
bow.
good. We missed.
So you climb to your feet, your bones, your joints
wish we
ache,
got you, we know
all of your garments are covered with frost. You see Yordlegger lying at your feet and a bunch of dead dwarves.
Which I played.
I pick it up.
Okay. Free action.
Move down the.
Yeah.
No, I can't do an action, can I? I can move, but I
She
can't do
knows
an
what her
action.
people are
Okay,
capable
I still do an action after getting up.
Well, you get up.
Getting
you
up
have
is-
movement.
Getting up is half your movement.
Oh, right.
Yeah,
Getting up is half your movement. Picking up Yordlegger is a free action, so you've got half movement and an action left.
All right.
There. Well,
No.
I don't think we're going to finish this tonight, by
No,
the way.
No. We're totally not even.
Especially
From
with
there-
Corbeth.
I think I can see
I,
you
I
from
wouldn't
there.
keep you
Yeah.
guys. I wouldn't.
So I'm gonna throw it.
I just
Okay.
like.
At the window.
We wouldn't
Okay.
want to control. I don't think we'd want to.
No. She's
keep
such a
going
unique
without
character.
you.
And you play her so
At the
well.
same time, I don't.
We would have
I
no
don't like the
idea.
game.
I wouldn't know how to play it. Like I wouldn't blend my
That's like
Yeah.
it feels like a compliment. And
It is.
I don't feel like.
I mean it as a compliment.
I came here expecting it to end.
That's your
and we were
attack roll?
ready for bed.
Yes, me too.
Even with the bonuses?
Yeah, I got a 2.
Oh, yeah.
Oh no.
So were you throwing Yordlegger?
Yeah.
So it goes wide and hits the wall. Manjway.
Take another one of my therapies.
Manjway. Yes.
You just saw Kajal go running up the street, pick up Yordlegger and throw it.
Damn.
There's
made
really
two
not
noise.
anything Mandrake can do to this damn dragon. Where's the little dragon?
Baby dragon. That's what's happening. He's
Right.
attacking baby dragon.
Yeah.
Okay.
Seagram's watching through the window like,
you're not
should I just let
attacking
this
Yeah,
happen?
I did.
Alright, so I'm gonna go
Go
around
ahead.
the corner.
So
Not really.
you no longer
It's
have
strategic.
sanctuary. And then
Right, because it's not the.
You wouldn't be surprised.
the
I'm gonna follow
Creature
the
gets the
doll
attack.
around the corner. How much? That's very not very far, right?
No, that's. Oh,
Okay.
I don't knock anything
Because
over.
I am 45 feet.
Oh, not you.
Seagram's has tears of
Not you
revenge
either, I
going
can't
on in her
see
head right
anything.
now,
Where's your
and
feet?
Ragna
Sorry,
supersedes
sorry.
I'm kind of like
Anders.
black
you
and
doing?
white.
She was
So-
healing you, so then like
Yeah, he
she
wouldn't be
wants to come around the
surprised.
corner.
Okay, you can do
Just I
that.
need
you can get
45 feet. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, so I'm gonna do unbroken air on this mofo.
Okay.
Okay, switch.
I could come to regret this because I don't have that many keys.
So how are you doing this? You're running up the street to the corner and then attacking? Okay.
And then, so I'm going to spend 2 key points only,
Okay.
I'm
and
excited to see us play 10%.
yeah. So remember, if this fails its save, the creature takes 3d10
You have to look.
bludgeoning
Actually, I have a bunch
damage.
of spells.
Okay.
Actually,
All right,
so
so-
this damage
Save?
output.
And
It's gonna be
remind
much
me
more
about
consistent
inspiration.
than
If this
I think
doesn't
the
work,
cap's
can
lower,
I use inspiration
but I have a lot.
Yeah,
instead?
you can use
Just give
inspiration
me-
You don't
anytime.
have to declare it ahead of
No,
time.
consistent
Perfect.
in
All right.
the output.
So hold on.
Well, actually,
His DPS might.
you have to declare it before I tell you the
The
whether or
original.
not you hit.
Right.
But you can do it after your roll.
After I roll a shitty
Right.
roll, which I just did, so I'm used
Okay.
Use it.
of all things.
To use it on. It's okay.
Ooh,
Okay, so
I think I'm gonna use it.
what was I doing? This is an unarmed strike.
Right.
Okay, alright. I corrected my sheet.
So it needs to save.
Hold on. So 20, unnatural 20.
Okay, that's a hit.
Okay, and then it has to take 3d10 bludgeoning.
If it fails.
If it fails.
So what's your spell save DC?
Oh, sorry. My spell save DC is, I think it's 14. Yeah.
It failed with a 6.
Yeah.
Okay, so what's the damage?
3d10.
3d10.
3d10. Okay, well that's gonna be interesting.
Ooh, finally.
Something I can actually hit.
That's gonna be.
Things have to be close to me.
Whoa, 17 points damage.
Alright, Monflay.
Yay. At least we
So
can get rid
you
of
all
one.
watch as Majue walks up and actually just does this kind of karate strike, and there's this explosion of air between her and the dragon jumps back like that, and some of its scales are knocked off.
Nice.
Sigrun,
Ooh, I want to pick one of those up.
you're in the tavern, aren't you?
Oh, it's my
Hair
turn?
on your neck.
Yeah.
That'd be like
I think I'm still at the window that I like
Yes.
go through.
Yeah, so you would have seen all this
So I can
happen.
see it. And is it still there?
Yeah.
I'm gonna fire a bolt.
Okay.
Maybe.
And I'd argue that this is a sneak attack because he has other
Yeah.
opponents.
Yep. And you have cover.
And I have cover.
You have to.
I feel like that's bad.
Oh wow, that sucked.
Oh no.
It's only a 14.
Only a 14. Yeah, that's a miss.
Damn.
Maydreen.
Yeah, my
Oh, you
face
should
is-
step out again from the alleyway. And I would
Well,
argue
Flank.
that I'm flanking it. So wait, so what's that again?
Advantage.
Advantage.
2d20s.
So 2d20s
Take
and
the
then
highest.
2d20s
Right,
again
you
because I
take
get
two
2 shots.
shots.
Okay.
You take the highest.
Take the higher.
Okay, so taking the higher, these two. So, okay. Yeah, 19 plus
That's a
6. Yeah.
So
Okay.
25.
So 25. And then I'm going to roll for my second one.
Glenn, do you want me to bring you the chips?
No, I'm fine.
Okay.
18.
18 is a hit.
Okay, so
Wow.
That's
2 hits. And I'm going to roll for 1. 7.
I think by commanding the
9
yeah, 9
points,
damage.
and then 5. Then 5 points.
And 14.
14.
Nice.
I think by commanding the dragon to flee, Isha bought you a couple more rounds of
Yeah.
life. Isha, speaking of which, speaking of whom,
I feel like we need to retreat.
I mean, it would probably be a bad idea.
Scatter, motherfuckers.
Run!
Scatter, motherfucker, scatter! like
Um,
that exercising a demon.
yeah. Because she's not within range of anything, so
Oh.
she's just gonna scream retreat
okay, that's a
And-
reaction.
and
Any,
duck for cover.
Okay, any action going with that, or are you holding otherwise?
Who? All right. I'm not within range of anyone, so
Well, you see the action going on at the corner, but you don't know what's going on there because it's around the corner.
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
So you're at the other. You're at the exact opposite corner.
yeah. And I actually, I see nothing, but I know something is happening there.
Yeah, you do.
I guess I'm gonna run in that direction, like behind the building,
Mm-hmm.
as far as I can get. But I'm yelling like retreat,
Okay.
retreat.
Okay. Anders.
So my action first, I'm going to use.
This young adult or this young boy dragon's right up in your face.
Oh yeah, I know that.
Oh,
So
me
first
too.
off, I'm going to use one of my sort of oath spells, Hunter's Mark.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So that's going to use a first level spell. It's a bonus action.
That's a good one.
So, and he's going to put it obviously right on the guy in front of him. And then I'm going to use my first attack. Correctly, that is a 27.
That's a hit.
I have sick bonuses too.
Nice.
So that's going to be 3d6 because I'm using the Hunter's Mark damage.
Okay. So what weapon are you attacking with?
Requiem.
Okay.
So 10. So it's 18 slashing and 3 mystical damage, I think it's
Please
called.
kill this thing.
That's attack 1.
Like, I'll give you this.
So that's 21 points?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, I won't be mad if you kill this dragon.
That's a 29 to hit.
That's a hit.
Jesus Christ.
And 9 plus 3, 15 plus 3. So 18 points damage as well for the second attack.
So, okay.
And also, I don't know if you're adding any extra because Brecken does extra against Elder Minions or anything like
Right,
that.
so it was 36 points total.
Yeah.
Right.
Two was
You have germs?
No, I haven't.
Oh, and then if it's not dead yet,
That I know.
all my men are gonna charge and beat the crap out of
So
it.
run those attacks now because they're all attacking on your turn.
Okay, so 1,
Same turn as you.
2 can get there. He's gonna attack with a
maybe
bow,
And they're
Okay, he can
flanking.
attack with his bow.
and he would attack there. So that's so.
Are all three of those flanks?
Yeah.
Yeah, 3 from that side would be
Yeah.
flanks.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'll do this guy first because I have to use that.
Even if you did
17. That's 1 hit. Another hit. He misses. Bow. He misses, and then that's a non-flank.
Tired.
That is only 1 hits.
Okay.
I'll do with his sword, which let me double check the damage. 1d8. He does 5 points slashing.
5 points damage. Okay, so these arrows all come in from behind. Only one of them hit. The other 2 bounce
Actually,
off.
short sword.
But you've got Requiem. You've delivered 2 thrusting blows right into the breast of the dragon. The first kind of stops it like this, and you pull it out again, and you stick it back in again, and it catches like this. And there's a flash of light, flash of orange light and white light down the blade.
Give me your soul.
And all of a sudden, there's a flash of orange light around the dragon's chest, and it stops like this, and it looks up at you, and it coughs. It goes, and smoke comes out of its mouth, and then it looks at you, and you actually see little gleams of flames in its eyes.
Stop.
And it smiles for a second, and then
Morgan!
and it crumbles into ashes.
Morgan!
Burn it from the inside.
Oh, Morgan.
Was this the baby dragon?
Yeah.
Okay.
And you hear this screech from up on the ramparts of Cold Keep. No! And it's Ragnar Coldblade fuming from the ramparts.
All I gotta say is Morgan probably inside stories like this. It's 2 dragons I killed from the inside, guys. 2.
Ragnar's-
Saying that to the
Other
souls around him, and they're like,
Ragnar points to
My
the
friends would
tundra
appreciate this.
and says, "Kill them all!"
so much for retreating.
Yeah.
And it turns.
I got more spells.
I'm moving my hunter's mark to that motherfucker now.
So it is going to let loose with its dragon breath.
God damn it.
Actually,
You're bad, man.
hang on a second here. I may not be right. Yes. So.
Range.
It's a good day to die hard.
Did you all
Or
guess what
frozen,
you
as
said?
you do.
Oh my god, no way.
But these
Good one.
people are screwed.
Anyone
It's
in
a
my
good day to die cold.
anyone in my range gets +2 to their save, by the way.
What's this?
Anyone in my range, if
I don't know why
hitting me,
we're
gets
here
+2 to their save.
You dodge
Actually,
into that
Sigrun,
building, right?
Sigrun has got half
Behind
cover.
that one, actually. So I have
I'm in the
my-
window.
I found
Sigrun's got half cover.
From inside?
So because it's listening to Ragnar, it turns immediately and just unleashes its breath weapon.
Ah, jeez.
But that's 10, 20,
Am I inside?
30, 40. Yeah, could you all guess what? You're at 90 feet.
Oh, that's amazing.
Ah, bless the gods.
Bless.
You're in the
So
gods'
I'm
favor.
half
So
cover
I
even though I'm
need
inside.
saves from everybody else.
Not me.
Wait, where?
No,
Sorry.
not you. Yeah, you're right.
Not me, right?
No,
I-
not you.
I have
Not
+2
you.
to
I mean
saves
in that
if you're
area.
being friendly.
Okay.
I was just making sure.
Because I'm behind
I mean,
that
she
building.
just
I think.
watched all that shit you did and saw what
Just gotta
happened with that
move me.
dragon and recognized some Morgan in it, so.
Is that what we're doing here?
Yes.
Behind this building.
This building here.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Wait, where are you? Where's everyone?
What kind of
else?
save is it?
Everyone's over here.
Oh, then actually.
You need a 22.
Yeah.
Okay, where?
Just
There
there.
you
It
go.
doesn't matter what you add.
Even though I'm
I'm not gonna
inside?
pass. So.
No.
Oh, that's right. You're inside.
You
I'm
can
sorry,
nat
your
20,
mini-
you roll.
Your mini
Still
was
roll.
Oh, what?
Because if you nat
Your
20,
mini
it
is
doesn't
outside. I
matter.
mistook you.
I know. I
You got cover. You're
I
I
fine.
mean, my mini
Oh.
might be outside,
I
but
forgot.
I'm
I
inside.
forgot.
It ain't happening.
What was Monjoy's
Oh, and I gotta say, I'm just
Not
gonna do a
good.
1 unified save for the sailors because we're 1 unit. What kind of save is it?
What do I add? What kind of
For
save
it's
is
a Constitution save.
Constitution.
Oh, I got a 23.
I got a
actually.
9. I blessed all of you.
What's that?
9.
Nice.
Fuck me over.
Nice. Sailors are dead. They rolled 13. Actually, no,
Okay.
15.
Okay.
What?
I'm gonna have to calculate it. There.
46 points damage.
And I take half, right?
In your head simultaneously.
Anders takes half. Manjue, you take 46 points damage.
Oh no.
Wow.
I was gonna ask you that.
Yeah, it is. But you just took 46 points damage.
And all my sailors are dead.
Hey, I have
Actually,
more
well,
than that because
there's one-
he gave me
One
Good man.
lived.
Yeah,
That's
he's,
the
he
kind
wasn't in the
I
column.
know.
Good
Yeah.
guy Anders.
Yeah, he wasn't in the column.
No, I had only 46. But when Anders, I had exactly 46, but Anders added 5 to mine, so now I have 5.
Whoa! Can't say I'm not a team player.
It's true.
And now the interesting question you're going to have to decide, Beth, is whether Manjue would look differently upon Anders for this or not.
Would she know?
Would she know? Right, would she?
He would have told her, no?
I made a big show of killing Morgan.
Well, how do you say that in not hit point language?
Well, he would have said of blessing you, or what was
Yeah,
his,
he would have said, like, Sif's,
Oh.
Sif's gonna
Sif's
be on your side.
blessings upon you.
Yep.
Then yeah, well she already was not
He probably would have said,
against it.
hopefully you're not offended by that.
Right.
No, recognizing you're obviously not Vorjek.
Kajal, you've just seen
She
a,
doesn't have any
a
gods per
Yeah.
se.
cone
That's why
of
he would have probably
frost
qualified
go
to say
right
that
by
I
you
don't get
against the...
Probably the equivalent of Buddhism. I haven't really thought much about her really.
Yeah,
On the
that
ground,
makes
but
sense.
you're also
Given where he's from.
Yeah.
really
but I
far
would
away.
also-
Like, whatever the Düthara put
Even dashing over to make it.
Yeah, the equivalent.
Because I know she's
But
90 feet
anyway,
away.
yeah, she would do that.
That was the limit of where I was. I have 7
Thankfully,
feet
because
of
you need
movement.
someone on your side.
I'm gonna move
Why? Why are you keep doing this?
here
Alright, I gotta remember
Okay.
to
to
drink
the
this
corner
fast.
and pick up. If it didn't come back to me, I'm gonna pick up.
Don't get enough medicine into your body.
Okay.
But that's
Yeah, it
gonna be
didn't, because
my.
it can't, it wouldn't come around corners.
So I come to the wall, I go against the wall. and
You
pick
see
up-
several frozen sailors in the street, along with the dwarves behind you. So are you holding otherwise?
Yeah, I'm like,
Okay.
because I can't really.
Well, I asked why the pharmacist
Manjue, what's your move?
believe in.
I have to throw the hammer again?
No.
Manjue. Okay, so where am I?
You're still,
where
you're
am
still,
I?
you're still right there. You're still in that corner.
Okay, so she's just gonna, like,
You know,
jump back into a window, I think.
back in the
Because,
tavern.
again, she has no ranged weapons.
Yeah.
And no fire. There's just nothing much to do.
I got fired, apparently.
And now she's really vulnerable. So yeah, she's gonna jump back in the tavern.
Okay, so you jump back in the tavern. Sigrun, you're in the tavern and Manjue jumps inside.
Well,
Do
she'll
you have any healing powers?
move aside so Manjue can get in easily.
Okay.
First.
Okay.
Cheers.
Cheers. And I don't think the dragon is within range. anything
You
that
can
she
see
could
it out
do
the
for us.
window, but it's up to you to decide whether you want to try it.
I mean, it would be rolling with like disadvantage, right? Because it's too far away.
For a crossbow?
Yeah.
Yeah, it would be.
Same exact.
Yes.
Speaking of effects.
Okay.
I have a really cool spell idea. I just checked.
So just a few washes.
Um,
Mhm.
She's gonna. Actually, I think she's just gonna check on Manjue because she just saw what happened.
Okay, yeah. She's pretty frosty.
And I don't think there's anything I can do for you.
Light a fire next to me?
Usher her over to the tavern fire.
That's a good question. If you got a lot of frost damage, would being near a fire help? Sorry.
Restore hit points?
Yeah.
No, because you need healing for that.
Healing.
Alright.
Yeah.
So
And I
it's
can't
just
do any
damage.
damage.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's okay.
So I'm gonna hold.
At least you know something happened.
And kind of-
Which
Inform
ruins the
someone.
spectacle. but I
Yeah,
want
check on you. Because
We
you're
can
right
go
there
get
now.
Oh, wait a minute.
So what are you doing?
I forgot that oath spells are some of the coolest things in the world.
The what spells?
Oath
Mind
spells
you,
for
what-
paladins. I
did
don't
you-
have to prepare them. I can just do them.
Montoy came through the
She came
window,
through, and what did you
and
do?
I held.
You held.
Checking
So
on
you're holding.
Montoy.
Adri, what are you doing?
Yeah, paladins, when you pick an oath, you get free spells every other level or so.
So how many oath spells do you have?
2 per like every 3 levels. So I have like 4 oath spells. I can do whatever. Like 100 mark is one of them.
I think she's holding.
You're holding?
Yeah.
Isha.
She's overwhelmed.
This is why I love the paladin class. It's
I have
actually
a
my favorite
question.
melee
Sure.
class. It does spells without actually doing
This
spells.
has been my
Well,
this
that's
is my new
kind of
catchphrase.
what
I
I
guess.
like much is that you don't have to even have spells.
Christian's was I have an idea. Yours is I have a question.
Yeah.
So at that exact moment,
I do actually have an idea.
The 30 feet of range.
As a player.
It counts like up this way. It can't be like across an object, right?
what do you mean, true enough?
Yeah, it can't be on the other side of something. It
No.
has to like directly
30-foot range for what?
for sound.
Sound could come through an object.
Okay.
And these
Mhm.
echoing streets too.
Because this, okay, so the dragon's here, and
Right.
where is everyone? Everyone's in here?
Yeah.
Well, question about where the
No.
is it actually
It's not
landed
there.
there?
No,
Or is it
it's flying.
Right there.
how far?
Oh, it's not
We're like
even
right and I are
just
in
the
here
flying
inside
Yeah.
on that side.
Damn it.
How high is
Because
it?
it turned, right?
How high
I'm
is
gonna
she?
say it's 40. I'm gonna say it's 40 feet up.
God damn it.
Damn it.
Okay.
Never mind.
I'm
I
going
would have been there. I
to.
didn't know she was up in the air.
I have cover, first of all,
Well,
and
I can't
what I'm
do
gonna
that.
do, I mean, like
Because it's the
peeking
one thing
through
that
or
people
knowing what's
actually,
happening
like,
out there.
respect hinders them
Can
from
I
doing.
cast thaumaturgy to create a sound on the other side of that building?
That's a good question.
That's what
I
I
would argue.
What's the language of the spell?
It's the sound.
No, like the
Oh.
how they word it, like in the
Yeah, I'm
book.
gonna check it really
It's-
quickly.
it's
my
within range.
guess says yes.
Yeah.
It's within range, I imagine.
You
Yeah.
create an instantaneous sound that originates from a point of your choice within range.
Yeah, so within 30 feet, I don't
So
see
as long as you
anything.
scoped
and
it
I would
out at
also
one point.
argue,
Well,
yeah,
because she was
that's
right there
so you've
before,
seen
so
it.
she's
yeah,
seen
I'm
it.
gonna allow that. I'm gonna allow
She's going to mimic the sound of one of that dragon's children.
that, right?
Like a gut wrenching kind of like
Cry
sound.
for help.
Cry for help on
Baby
that
cry.
side of the building.
And using your draconic,
dragon.
doubtless.
Yeah, using my knowledge of draconic and using a cantrip.
Okay, all right. So,
Is that popcorn still around?
yeah, so you.
And then she's gonna run along the side of this.
Okay, all right.
I moved it over to the kitchen, but feel free to
Okay.
So, Anders.
He's gonna quietly just walk over there, not like stealthily, just
Next to me.
next to you.
Just walk.
Like he's just gonna like kind of
Yeah.
maybe go around the dragon body so he has a little bit of cover, and then he's just gonna hug the wall.
All right. So,
And then and his man that is actually still alive will duck and cover behind that.
so Vitandra, who was about there, hearing something catch its attention, is flying over here. And I'm going to actually have it touch down right behind that, right beside that cart.
Wingspan, too big.
Yeah, it's too big. So
Wings on that thing are too damn hot.
that is about. I'm going to think that's probably about a 70-foot move. So it's got a little bit of movement left. When it sees there's nothing there, it turns and it's on the far side of that building now. So it's right beside the statue.
Is that Morgan on top of this thing?
God damn it. It's right here.
You're welcome.
Oh, it wouldn't be that far. It doesn't have that much movement left. So yeah, right there.
Can Morgan just ride to the rescue on
On the
this
snail?
You can't fit it? Okay. There we go. There you go. Okay.
I'm just like so
Right, that's where it
weird.
is. So chop it
Everything's so
around.
funny for me.
Kajal.
I fucking see the donut.
Human Morgan is
Tired
kind
of
of
going
Snail
back
head?
and forth.
just like
I have like
Don't put her on the
Ride
corner.
around, smell
Can't see
around.
Colby up there.
Give me a perception check.
Oh my god.
I don't know why I like this. I'm being
18.
And it would be kind of
Yes,
strangely
you do.
undulating
Where
ride.
is she?
You're just basically
She's
high
right
all
above
the
the
time,
gatehouse.
just like chilling.
Yeah, here? Okay.
That is the ideal.
Like peering over?
Rooms
Oh, literally.
She is.
It's
Yeah, she's right above
She
there.
gonna
She's like looking over.
Yeah.
all around the town because that would be amazing.
I know, right? She doesn't have the range. She doesn't have the range.
You know what we want to.
I know, but I want to come back.
Yeah, she can't keep throwing her voice all around town. She can
Well,
though.
Accidentally
I
fall.
can't keep chasing it. This is
Yeah, I
weird.
get it now.
But I kind of want
And what are those people
Fuck
doing
her
these
up.
jokes really?
Well, are you asking now?
to. No. Yeah, well.
I can't see you right
Don't worry about it.
Would you ask? Would you
No.
trust him enough for
No.
pinning it at this point? No.
Alright,
Probably
I'm
now.
just
Like
gonna do
I
it.
don't want to kill
I
him
see her,
much.
so I'm just going to
Sorry,
try
but that
to do
made
it.
me cry.
Actually,
when it said
what's the
don't
distance?
have
How
my
far can I
range.
throw my
I
arrow?
find it
If you
so
want to give me a
boring.
stat on that.
You don't know.
I don't
That
know.
meme
Okay,
was like,
fair enough. I'm just going to do it.
like white thing.
Do
like,
it.
she doesn't have
Just
the
do
range. So like Beyonce, and she does have
This is
range.
cheeky.
And I did it too.
And I'm going to
Yeah.
throw
The range.
throwing it at her.
Okay.
Up on the thing.
Okay.
So gross. Sorry. Drinking medicine.
You're getting a 20.
No, but it's like a 21? 22?
Oh, is that the same?
That was really cool.
Okay. So she's got half cover.
But it is an earth smasher,
Yeah. So it
and there's
actually-
rocks in the way.
Yeah, it actually blows through part of the
Damn.
stones.
Where did he throw it?
Dragon.
and-
Bless you.
Bless you.
That's my
About
man. That's my
time.
guy.
Because if we could kill her.
Yeah.
So,
Cajole is-
yeah, so
if I
it
had to
actually,
pick a dwarf.
it actually blows through the stone,
And you are legal one.
and she's blown back, and you don't see what happens.
You don't want me to roll damage or anything?
Well,
Just-
Well, you
if
don't
I
know.
had to pick a
Okay.
dude.
There's dust, there's rocks. You don't know.
Does the hammer come back?
No.
Oh, Maybe it's still making
Wait, did you
rounds.
hit her?
We don't
Maybe
know.
it's
I
gonna
have
hit a
no
whole
idea.
bunch
It
of times.
busted through the piece of the castle and they both disappeared. And
I fucking know.
19 for perception. Did I see that happen?
Yes, you did.
Okay.
Yes, you did. Manjway.
I don't know what I'm fucking doing.
Have fun storming the castle.
Alright, is that where the dragon is?
The dragon is here.
Yeah.
And it's landed.
Right.
But who on
But
ground?
I don't have points. I don't have anything. I'm gonna hold and see if something happens that I can
So,
actually act on.
Sigrun.
I can't see. I tried to do this to look through, but there's the kiosk is there, so I can't
You
see.
are by the building or inside the building.
You're in with me, remember?
Yes, I know where I am. I was trying to see Kajal.
Oh.
Okay.
I'm right here.
Oh no.
He has advanced.
Yeah, he's staring the keep in the face.
Okay.
He's trying to fight the keep.
I'm winning,
I'm gonna go
apparently.
fight the keep.
So if I saw this happen, I must know where Ragna is now, right?
Yes,
Well,
in this
kinda,
general
because she got blown
vicinity.
back and we don't know
Yeah.
what happened to her.
So I have an idea.
General vicinity, yeah.
She's behind rubble instead of behind a wall.
Okay.
Miss Kajal's not listening to Isha's command of destroy the orb.
Yeah.
Well, it's way past that.
Well, you wouldn't know this, but previous experience against
Yep.
the orbs, I know it doesn't do anything.
Right.
From the first fight with the dragons
Yeah.
in the cave.
Yep.
So he's gonna ignore that because she wasn't there for that.
She wasn't.
So she doesn't know that that doesn't work. So that's why he didn't do it.
Sigrin is
Yeah,
going to.
This has been
Are
an
there- is there
episode
a
of
window on that
Isha
side
catching up to things
that-
that she wasn't privy
Jen,
to.
is there a window there?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. She's gonna come out of that window and run and dive
Crash
into
another
that
window.
window.
Nice.
Oh, yeah, there is a window
That's a
there.
good idea.
So, okay, so
Watch
give
my
me a dex
phone.
check. And
It's like
you
a freaking
actually,
Jason Bourne movie. Just
Just
Window,
rush into
window,
window.
That's the
Yeah.
one
Yeah.
saving grace of this is that there's a lot of cover
There
if
is,
you
yeah.
decide to
These
utilize
guards
it.
are
Like
excellent.
Yeah.
a lot
So
of
you-
potential
you-
for cover anyway.
So you come into that. You basically find yourself in a kind of well-appointed kind of nobleman's pantry,
Nice.
like
Nice.
sitting
Get a
room and
snack.
pantry area.
Alright, can I eat something and get more hit points?
So Madrid.
Grab a snack on the run.
So wait, before Majorie, I'll
And then
keep
I'm holding on
Okay.
my
I'll keep holding.
Okay.
just in case I want to use it later.
Yeah. Exactly.
Oh, shit. I'm gonna roll to see if I saw what y'all did. Because, I mean, I'm at the end of this alleyway.
Right.
So, I mean, I might have just saw it smash. 18.
Yes, you did.
Okay. I'm gonna still hold.
Okay. Misha.
A lot of holding this round is.
I ain't doing that.
We have a lot of squishy characters,
Mm-hmm.
and dragons are hard to fight in
You're
general because they're always in the air and shit.
Right.
And shit.
In shit, just end.
And I don't have any magical weapons that are like gonna do
Soul
extra
snatchers.
damage.
Isha's not gonna get closer to the dragon.
Okay.
No one
What?
is actually.
I mean, I guess Kajal didn't
Oh,
this
okay.
time.
Well,
And
You threw your thing at
no one
Ragnar
with,
instead.
without real hope is.
I mean, you have.
Yeah.
I see your logic, and it's sound logic.
But-
It's the way it goes.
The only question I have
That's
with his
Steven's been
logic is
thinking.
just me as a player, not necessarily
Yes.
Anders, because Anders, his priority is the dragon. His plan is actually
She's
it's kinda
assuming
hard
it's
logic.
out of its
It's
breath
a
spells
wild
because
dragon. Killing Ragnar's not
it's
gonna
been doing
guarantee
other
it's gonna
things.
go away.
Right.
He just did it because he had a target.
Yeah.
I really hope she's
But
right.
he's
I do
assuming that
Well,
he
she
thinks your
can get.
actions
The
through
good news
sometimes.
is she's right by a door,
So he's like,
That's
he's gonna go for the leader.
so
Okay.
I
she
should
can
go
get
for
covered
the
very
threat.
easily.
Although I'm still
because
waiting on that
Anders thinks
dragon to like destroy a
He's
building
seen
or
you
two.
fight.
That's the
believes
thing
in
is
your fighting
she-
ability, he knows what he can do. He's like, he knows you and I
She's
can
not
kill
gonna get
Ragnar
close
one-on-one.
enough to yell at a dragon.
Dragon.
Okay.
Again.
So we
Again.
just heard, hey.
Damn.
I want to play the dragon.
I really want
Uh,
to see bitch out that dragon.
Also, now he's I can burn a dragon. from
Well,
the
you know
inside out.
what?
What's your action, Isha?
Nika likes to ponder.
I know.
Talk it
I've
out.
been trying to figure out the
Ponder.
best thing to do. Shit.
Ponder.
All right. So I want to see, like, cause she's around the corner, so she's peeking out and seeing what other people are doing,
Right.
and she's seeing that they're attacking. They're trying to attack Ragnar. Is that what she's seeing? What is
I
she?
don't think
seeing-
she would see that.
If
Yeah.
she saw anything, she would
Yeah.
see probably at this point a little bit of smoke from a rubble or
Yeah.
dust
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
a destroyed castle and Kajal going
Yeah.
like,
But I don't think
Holding
she's seen
pose.
Holding, yeah, hero pose.
from that
Yeah.
angle.
She's just
at the
seeing
corner, no.
a castle that's rubble.
Just
a
Okay.
little
so
bit like
she's
wall.
said-
That's a little bit of walled rubble.
Yeah.
Well, okay. She thinks the dragon is stupid.
Okay.
So she's gonna throw Ragnar's voice,
Okay. No,
Um,
it's good.
you know, and she's gonna. What's within 30 feet? Here? Is that within 30
Sure.
feet?
Okay.
She's gonna throw Ragnar's voice here.
Actually, that's more than 30 feet. I
That's
think.
more. All right. Where's she
Yeah.
gonna throw Ragnar?
It's 40 feet.
What about
Where's-
behind that thing over there?
Kiosk. Or
Because
the.
Isha
It has
is
to be
like
within 30 feet
here.
of Isha, right?
Yeah.
What about on the other side of the
Fountain?
Yeah.
fountain or on the other side of the it's not a church, the temple.
You're right.
Yeah. So like
I'm
what?
trying to respect
hold
the
up.
religion of
That's
this.
I
Here?
know. I have the same
Is that
problem
here?
Yeah.
with
Yeah.
She's gonna
the
throw
word church.
Especially because it has a
Ragnar's
steeple.
voice here and then duck inside here.
Okay.
Crashing windows.
Okay.
Sport
Anders?
tavern. They'll make enough money. Is that the orcs? The no orcs tavern? I forget which is which.
She's gonna.
She's just trying to
over
confuse
there.
Yeah, it's a good plan and not use
Yeah.
Yeah, that
If
is no,
it's
that's a good.
distracted,
Yeah,
I'm
then
just deciding where he's moving.
That's good.
Makes sense.
Okay.
Yeah.
Keep it on the
He
run.
will
Exhausted.
double move
Yeah.
to basically
Oh,
dive
man.
through here and put himself close to this window over here.
Yeah. You
Okay.
can have some if you want.
Because he's seeing everyone going inside. So he's gonna go dug in, tell everyone to, all the people, like, take cover,
Yeah.
go into basements, whatever you have. So he's gonna be all heroic.
He's gonna be all paladin-y.
He's gonna be
Yeah,
all
he's
course.
gonna be, even though he's a chaotic
Uh,
good paladin, because that's what Sif is, he cares about people enough to say, hide!
Dragon,
Stay hidden.
Like so many
dragon,
movies
rather
together
it's gonna
again.
half
And
fly,
for
so
the
half
first
jump.
time.
It tears the roof off half of this building, thinking that Ragnar's over here. It lands, and seeing that Ragnar is not there, it turns its breath on the temple.
And right, all the acolytes.
All the acolytes. It's just
the younglings.
younglings.
I thought it was. Where were you throwing?
Behind
What
the
the
temple
fuck is
there,
this?
yeah.
Like over here.
So basically,
Yeah,
the
it's
whole
about it,
the whole front of
Behind
the
it.
steeple
Alright.
of the temple
I don't know if
It's
it would
is
yeah.
sort of it actually moves its head up, from like a point blank range, and has almost completely encased the front of the
The
temple
dragon moved it.
with ice.
Mm-hmm.
And you actually see it breaks in some of the really nice stained glass windows, and the tapestry of Sif actually is completely crisp.
Foreshadowing.
Tragic. Tragic.
Then it has a little bit of movement left. It is going to bound upwards.
Or where?
And it is about that high, so about there. And it is now Y'all's turn.
So, they haven't ever came back.
Actually, it is. It's about halfway to you,
Okay.
having come back through the cloud of rubble that you couldn't see.
Can I see Ragnar?
You can't, because you can see the hammers coming right at you.
Okay.
Make a dex
Catch it,
save. Oh no.
take a dex save.
Oh yeah, I'll try to catch it then. What's the DC on the next one?
It is going to be a 16.
Big money, big money.
14,
Yeah,
so it
big
kind
money,
of
no
bounces.
whammies.
It bounces off your thighs and your knees, kind of deflects, and it's hanging halfway off the bridge
What?
of the moat. You can actually see it because the head end, the hammerhead end is tilting it like that.
Okay, I'm gonna
It was
walk
so
over
bad
and pick
you
it up.
Okay.
It's like,
Okay.
okay. Where was it? In here?
Yeah.
It was so bad. She sweating that on the
Right,
lip.
that
One
one
piece to get the hammer back.
Right.
I need to bring vodka more often.
Yeah.
I didn't drink anything.
Oh, can you give me a Constitution check?
Well, I don't want you to be sick more often. I'm just enjoying it a little more.
You can
Yeah.
have
Rolling
Eight.
right now.
I dumped what was
8,
left
so
in it
you
because I know
are
I'm
now
at
on
my
second
limit
level of
because I'm
exhaustion.
driving,
Your
but
speed is
very
half.
I'm having a good time.
Because you got closer to the.
Yeah, I clicked that goddamn forward. Alright, well, I got the hammer back, so I'm gonna turn around and dash the rest of my
I
movement.
figured you did have
Which is
it, but I also
halved.
didn't want to assume either
So I
way.
used
your turn?
You could just
I
use your
used
body.
20 feet. Well, I don't know which. Well,
I
I
left
don't
a big
know.
bottle here.
You could just
one
try to
time.
break through, but I wouldn't do that.
I was
As a player.
thinking about that.
As a player, I would tell you no, but that, you know what to do.
I
You know what to
know.
do.
Like the vodka sometimes.
I'm sure it would
That's
probably
what I do. I
taste
could
about
keep
the
it.
same
Yeah, you know
drink
what?
that I
You're right.
made anyway.
So I have 20 feet up my, what would have been 70 if I was dashing, so I have 50 feet left, it's cut in half, so 25 feet left.
Oh, okay.
He's a fuck, man.
Yeah, I'm right there.
Wait, what happened?
Control's charging 4 people on.
Have fun storming the castle, boys.
He sure is.
Yep.
How far are you from
Okay,
Ragnar
so-
on top of the gatehouse?
If she's still there,
Yeah, she comes back to the edge.
Cow and your father smells of elderberries.
measuring.
Yeah, right? Where's the French knight?
Oh.
What is it? 1 inch is what? How many feet?
So
One.
basically, I need to know whether you're 6 inches or less.
Oh, yeah, definitely less than 6 inches. There's like 6 is right there. Yeah. Yeah.
Run to the other side.
She is casting Witch Bolt
Witch bolt.
Bring it, bitch. I like this spell.
as a second level.
Oh, I like this spell right now.
Oh, that one's directed at you.
So, and I don't.
I want this to be the name of my
Save?
all girl punk band.
Yeah.
I don't believe it.
No.
No, not punk.
Roll a hit.
Oh, you rolled a hit. That's right. Okay, so
All rock.
Ragnar.
I want it to be some really obscure, very
Oh
millennial
god,
specific.
that's
I
gonna
wish
be
I
a
could distract
25
Yeah, it
as a hit.
hits.
Okay, so this is 2d12.
I'm gonna go down again.
Well, I
So,
think
unless you roll really low.
More like Lane Bane.
5.
More like old
Really?
bang.
Holy shit.
Oh, 6. When she gets a bonus.
Pencil.
Wonder how old Greg Nicole Bane is.
11. Excuse me.
Nah, still not out. 5 health left.
Oh,
You just late.
Every time. Every time.
Every time.
What happened to
Goddamn
you?
time.
I didn't hear what
She
actually
hit me with
happened.
the witch bolt, which is, are you concentrating to keep it?
Witch bolt.
No, it's
No.
a one. It's a single shot.
Witch bolt's not a single shot.
Yeah.
No, it's not. It stays, you can concentrate, you can keep it there. You know, hold it, yeah.
Concentration for up to 1 minute.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, you're right.
Keen does it all the time.
Oh, okay. See, I don't.
You're
I
right,
hate the
you're
spells.
right.
I never use it.
So, yeah, she is going to concentrate. Thank you for that, Garrett. I
He's been too
appreciate
good of a
that.
player
I
tonight.
do, I
Stop.
DM,
He's
I
not
fucking-
he's such a good player.
Stop helping him kill us!
It's mostly just me. He's killing.
Yeah.
But because we don't have you, we all die.
Yeah,
I
no, it
appreciate
is.
that.
No, I know.
So we
No,
were,
it's the way
we
the
were,
game's supposed to go.
you had your action.
We're
Yeah.
just butthurt because
She
of the
had
giant
Neil's
dragon.
acted. Now it's
Yeah,
Connie
so
has
at
a
least it's
one.
only one now.
Beth,
That's
your turn.
Yes. So I want to know perception. I'll roll it if necessary. Whether inside this cavern, I realize that the dragon is essentially landed on a rooftop here
Of the next building over.
of the next building.
Yes, you know
Yes.
it. You
Okay.
can't miss it.
All right. So I'm going to peek myself, head, whatever, lean out of the door on this side.
Yep.
And I'm going to cast fist. You know that one.
Of Unbroken Air.
Thank you.
Fist,
Fist of Unbroken on the dragon.
Okay.
Alright.
So up out of the window, basically.
No, the door.
Out of the door. Okay.
Yeah, because I'm on the first floor.
Okay.
But I think I have I have range because it's 30 feet.
Yep.
Yeah, okay. Just making
Oh no, you wouldn't
Because she's
it-
flying.
Yeah, she's flying. So
You
she's-
said she was basically right
But
there.
even that is 10, 20, 30 feet up already. And then you've got diagonal distance. So I don't think it's within 30 feet, do you?
Where's she coming from?
Alright, can we just measure? I can take some more movement and actually come out the damn door.
It looks like about 40 feet to me. I'll go with whatever Christian says.
Christian, just say it is.
Well, if
No.
Don't
It's that.
I'm just
Don't
kidding.
worry.
Just tell me
Just because
whatever.
it's a narrow
No, it's
thing,
good.
it's kind of hard to
It's
get.
good.
Yeah.
But if you're from right here,
But what if I came up under the other building?
what other building?
Like
Where-
she
Like
does
her
You'd have to come
building.
out.
Cross.
She's
you
yeah.
have to come out because here, like, if I'm being like generous, the wings are 6 inches away.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm gonna.
You know what? I'm
Do a
going to
straight
allow it
shot.
by reach. If you reach out the window you can, or the door, you can do it.
Okay,
Yeah, you would have to go
I'm
out
keen,
on the door to get it.
Yeah.
but I can basically use enough movement to go out,
Yep,
cast
and
it,
come
and
back.
come back in.
So
Yeah.
okay,
That's
so
all.
give me
All right,
that.
so it doesn't really matter. I'm
Give me
gonna
that
come
attack.
out, get within range, cast it, and come back in because I don't have to go very far.
Right.
All right, wait. What do I roll? Do I roll
No,
or you
saving.
roll? You roll.
Save.
Save.
It's my 14 and 15 save.
And it failed.
Yes, yes, yes. 3d10,
3d10, I think.
3d10 bludgeoning damage. Hold
Yeah.
on.
Does it get knocked prone, which means does it get
Yeah,
knocked
Three.
it's
down?
not 10 feet back.
All right, so I've used.
My strategy won't work anymore.
Okay, so you knock some scales off, but it doesn't move otherwise.
Well,
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
that's frightening.
Sigrun.
Fuck that thing.
Yeah,
What point?
I don't fucking know.
What is the point of anything?
Anything anymore.
Okay, so what is in the pantry around me?
Yes.
There's
This might not be helpful. I
bottles
don't
of
know.
liquor. There's
That's
cutlery. There's foodstuffs, loaves of bread, table settings, candelabras. There's just about everything you imagine being in there.
Are there tablecloths?
Yes.
Oh,
Okay.
excited.
So she's gonna start tearing some tablecloths and making Molotov
I
cocktails.
knew it.
Nice, nice.
Okay. All right.
Now we're talking. And I
Danger.
jump back in so I can help you throw.
Well,
Are you near me? I'm not in the same place anymore.
Oh, you
over there.
aren't? Shit.
No,
Over
I'm
there.
in that building.
Well,
I dove into a pantry and lucked out.
I might initiate the
They are rich.
attack from this end,
fuck
so
Okay.
I'm gonna take 2
Privilege
shots.
has its
Okay. So where are you moving to? So.
I'm just coming out of the
You're not
alley here.
wrong.
Okay.
That's
So
true.
you've got line of sight up the alleyway.
Yeah,
See.
and she's flying,
Okay. Yeah.
so I would argue I'd probably be able
Yep.
to see her.
Yep. I'll give you that. With
Okay.
your incredible distance.
Okay. Oh. Oh, well, one's an at 1.
Take the other.
Taking the other.
Can't you re-roll it if it's on the floor?
I did, yeah, it fell on the floor,
Okay.
sorry. 21?
One on the hit.
Okay. So
That's
for
quite a
the,
long distance shot. Too.
so for the first shot,
Where are you?
4 points. And then let me roll my second shot. 22.
That's a hit too.
And 8 points.
8 points. Okay.
Nice.
Isha.
All right, I have a
Too
question.
much.
It
Of course you
says
do.
if you cast the spell multiple times for thaumaturgy, you can have up to 3 of its 1-minute effects active at a time, and you can dismiss such an effect as an action. So does that mean, like, if I did, let's say, a sound and a rumble of thunder, would the sound have to be the same place it was before, or could it be in a different place?
It would be a different thaumaturgy.
Right, because each
So
thing
that
is a
would be
minute.
that would be your second thaumaturgy if you wanted it in a different place.
Third, technically.
Third, excuse me.
But it's a cantrip, so I can do it.
Right, yeah.
however
Yeah,
many. But I can do 2 effects at the same time.
yeah. So
Okay.
you're going to keep that one going, or the 2 going?
So,
The only reason I'd say no is because they already investigated these things.
yeah.
Yeah, you have
So-
to start your new combo pack now.
Yeah. Okay, you know what? But what I'm gonna do is
Drop some paper.
she's gonna run. She's gonna run to the other side, but not show herself, but like in the building, run to the other side. So she has range from out that window,
Okay.
and she's going to. She has no idea where anyone is.
Well, most of us are in the building. Like, I'm in the building, I think Andre's in the building. Yeah, us two are in the building.
Just us, because
Yeah.
Sigurd went to the rich
Steven's in the
building.
pantry, and Andrew's running around going,
I'm in the alley.
Yes. And Kajal's over there trying to get himself killed.
Yeah. Well, but
Successfully.
the whole thing is Isha doesn't know what the dragon sees because she doesn't know where everyone is what I'm saying. So she's gonna throw her voice to the other side of that building again. But this time, so the sound does that mean I can layer effects on top of one another? Is that what it
Theoretically,
is?
yeah.
Theoretically. Alright, well she's gonna throw her voice, but it's gonna be it's gonna be Anders' voice.
Okay.
She's gonna throw it so it sounds like Anders, a dragon killer,
On the
But
other
that-
side of the building.
I could take that nickname.
is on that side of the building,
Okay.
and that he is like, aggressive paladining,
Okay.
Some sort of.
and
Aggressively
like
paladining.
about to charge, but or making his
Paladins
presence
aggressively?
like a war cry.
Okay.
Yeah.
War
Ready
cry.
to attack
Yeah.
Ragna for all the dragon knows.
Exactly.
Right.
Okay. Okay.
Praying. Aggressively paladining.
Yeah.
So I would imagine it would say something like, "In the name of Sif."
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. What does Anders do?
Or die Ragna.
You hear yourself.
You hear yourself.
What?
Just totally doesn't sound like me.
Not that great.
I'm not that heroic. So I'm gonna, because he's realizing now he finally realizes what's going on, because he's like, why is this dragon flying everywhere where
Yeah.
I can't hit it? He's gonna, once like,
Get your
And
mini
he
out.
understands the one
I could
person
use
who
really
would be
bad
doing
wording
it.
right now, like
Two
once I
pokes.
finger my mini out of here, out of
Yeah.
this hole,
Yeah.
We
Did
could
you put your
just,
hand in through the
take
window?
it
Yes.
could just take the roof
You
off
could
or
just take the
something.
building
He
off.
just said he was gonna
That's
finger
two
Yeah.
different
the mini
things.
out of the hole.
How did we miss that?
Oh, you're fine.
How
No,
did we
it's
miss
close.
that?
It's close. No, the whole conversation about getting that thing in that thing was priceless, but nobody was picking up on it.
All right.
That
now-
works for some
It's
reason.
too big. I don't know. I'm trying to fit it in.
See, I can't do Morgan things to be like, aren't you getting the pun? I have to be low key now.
Yeah.
Haha, low key, because I hate him, because
One.
So he's on a serious note. What he's going to do is try to basically sort of sneak out and put himself
I mean, it's fair.
Okay.
into.
Sif has every reason to hate Loki.
in there.
Basically, the other building over
So you
here.
just basically come across the alley.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he's still like in cover, so I'm just gonna put him
Yeah,
outside the building. So
okay.
he's kind of still in cover because he wants to see if the dragon's gonna fall for the trick, so he can actually.
Okay, so you find yourself basically in an apartment. You can see it's like a bedroom, a nice bedroom with a bed chamber.
Anyone in there?
No,
Yeah.
there's nobody in there.
Okay, good.
They've all escaped to their dragon shelters.
They're all underground. No other action?
I hope they all have basements.
Actually,
I don't
he's
know,
gonna
we're
do
very close to water.
Lay on hands on himself to get some.
They
health
might have
back.
very
Okay.
damp basements
So he will heal. I can.
where you can't really
My
store
pool right now
anything.
is at
But they're good hacking dragons. though.
35.
That's
Cool that you
why
can
else
heal
we can
yourself.
keep them around.
So he will use 20 of it. So he's back up to 60 hit points.
Right.
Can I have that time? Go back from the eraser.
Okay, so does the dragon even see? Have you all taken shelter? I think you've all taken shelter.
Well,
getting good.
for somehow you have an unlimited pool of breath weapons,
Yeah, and
so
I am just standing
No,
in
I've
an
been keeping
alleyway
track.
up against
I've
the
been keeping
wall.
track.
it just feels like you have unlimited pool of breath weapons. I am not fighting a dragon head on until the breath weapons are gone.
Where was Madry? Madry
The
was
best
over
part
here.
is that Morgan
Yeah,
has
up
a
against
drink
the
in
wall.
his
News for
hand.
you.
Oh,
And so
fuck.
he's riding
Yeah,
a
news
nail
for
with
you.
a
God
drink.
damn it!
right?
She's on the ground now!
Yeah, she's coming right at me.
Fuck, yes, I am close.
Oh, come on, don't demean the game
We all
with
know-
that kind of.
No, it's,
We all know
it's not demeaning,
photograph.
it's hilarious.
We all know his real pose would be this.
Oh no, he fell off. Cause you turned him. Let me do this.
Oh, poor Madry.
I know what I'm doing.
Why does
Madry, I think you're in pretty serious trouble here.
Yeah, I know I am.
So, for the first attack,
Yeah, I know.
hate this dragon.
21.
Oh, great.
I thought about putting it on that roof, but I didn't.
I need some hit points.
12 points damage.
boy.
It bites you. You
Nice.
squirm out
Are
from
you
between
still
its
in my
teeth,
building?
but not before its
Move to the other
fangs
building,
dig
you can
into you.
fall from the
Yeah.
Oh, you're like small enough to do that though.
I guess.
You also
Benefit.
take
Yeah, I know. Some more.
8 cold damage.
Oh, so
20 total.
yeah.
Then it claws you.
Nice.
Dragons are so
24.
Yes.
Wait, hold on. So that's how many points
No,
now?
no, no, that's just a
It
hit.
hits
Hit,
you
that's
with
the
a
hit.
24.
Yeah, you're at 20 right now.
20 right now. That's what I thought.
And that's 16 points slashing damage.
36. No, this is some time.
No, no, wait. I only had 34 hit points.
So she's out.
You're
I'm
down.
out.
You're down.
I'm out.
Oh wow.
And for its third attack,
Oh, okay.
No, this is bad because
This may as well
this
happen.
counts as
So
a
you're
death.
at negative 2.
Yep.
You're gonna be in a failed death save.
Failed death save.
it missed you with a 4. What's your AC?
Wait, hold on.
Who
16.
said that?
It missed you because I would have been at 14.
Oh my
so-
God.
Oh,
You didn't-
thank God.
Was it you?
Yeah.
Fucking course it was.
Okay, so top of the round, Kajal. Oh, I'm sorry. And Ragna is maintaining the Witch Bolt.
Oh, sorry.
I thought she already went.
No, no.
She
I
casted
never got out
She was
the
hol- she was
doors.
holding-
Oh, we know more candy.
But when she casted the first time, I thought that was.
No, I need to roll her concentration.
There's no sugar in this house right now.
Oh, wow. Nat 20.
Nope, I'm not gonna do
So
it.
she's holding that. And that's going to be.
Just gonna. Oh, there's a world where I don't go knocked out right now.
This is kind of your thing.
He has to roll really.
I kind of hope your second
3. That sucks.
his initial is low. So
1.
KO'd.
4 points.
Oh my God, I have 1 health.
That's bullshit.
Man, she's weak as all
Well,
balls.
these are bad rolls. Now, Kajal.
Is she visibly hurt at all from the throwing of the hammer?
No,
and
that's
Yeah,
just a
her
good
helmet's
question.
been knocked. Her headdress has been knocked off. You can see she's looking pretty rough.
I'm gonna throw it again then.
Okay.
I don't know how I'm awake right now.
Wow, fuck yeah.
Uh,
You need to.
28.
You're
at
at
probably-
probably.
How do you, am I doing damage now?
You're
Or you
probably
do the same
on
thing
a,
as last
like,
time?
oh my God, I'm fighting a
I'll
dragon
get it if you
time.
want.
I am.
Yeah, I'll do it. I
Yeah.
like that. I
I
like that. I
am.
like
I'm
that.
go to sleep right now.
I couldn't either. I want us to at least
Do
make.
something.
We need to look for a place to break.
Yeah.
We were talking about that basically.
Like we couldn't. I would not accept breaking here. Like in the middle, like
No.
especially
No.
Madry dying.
This is so
Yeah, I would
15 minutes.
appreciate like if my fate be settled,
Okay.
either dead or
So you
alive.
actually hit it straight in the
Like
breastplate,
you can at least
Like,
know
okay,
you need to
I'm
roll up a new
transitioning.
Right,
character.
I'm transitioning.
and she
none
falls
of that.
backwards, and you do not see what happens to her.
Oh, oh, oh.
And a solid hit.
Progress.
Solid hit.
Like, at least if I die, at least kill her and this dragon.
Yeah. Solid hit.
Alright.
Majue.
Alright, so I'm gonna come out. I have a, can I have an attack of opportunity or something like that? Because the guy's from behind.
You have
What are
advantage.
they called? Advantage.
No.
Yes.
Alright, hold on. So, I have to decide what to do because I don't have 2 key points at this moment.
What I could do
Mm-hmm.
is toss some trash at that dragon.
Some
Toss
trash.
some trash.
Yeah. Just beat it.
Okay, so I'm gonna attack,
Okay.
I mean, you are. so
and I'm
he's
gonna
trash,
spend
so.
1 key point to cause tendrils of flame to stretch out from my fists and my feet.
Whoa.
Okay.
Oh, I
Wow.
like
So I have to get out the door. Is there a door on that side? I'll just go out the window where I came from.
This side or this side?
Yeah, you'd
Or
be-
that side, yeah, it would
Okay.
be
I'll
window.
come out the
So
window.
that would be
again.
about 30-ish feet of movement, by the way,
Alright,
Yeah.
that's fine.
depending where you were. So
But how many to get to up to the dragon?
that's like another 20.
Okay, what about if I just only do 45 and then I just reach?
So what do you come
Can
out
I
the
do-
window?
45 feet. Okay.
Okay.
Alright, so I'm gonna come out. Just take me 45 feet only.
Okay.
So 30,
And
5, 10, 15. Yeah, you're right here.
yeah,
You're
so
right
I'm
on
gonna
the
attack.
You're about 10
with-
feet away from it.
Alright. I'm gonna attack with my short sword.
Okay.
And what
What
was
about
I
the
saying?
tendrils of flame from your hands? and
I
feet?
am.
Okay,
It
good.
says when you use
My
Damn!
is
when
like
you use
on
an
the
attack
corner,
action on your turn, you
Okay.
can spend
Pick
1
her
key
up,
point to cause tendrils
because
of
she's
I got
not
flame.
it.
there anymore.
Your
I
reach
don't
with
want
your
her.
unarmed strikes increases by 10 feet.
But you're not using. You're doing an unarmed strike. You're not
Thank
using
you.
your short sword.
Oh yeah, okay, so I'll use an unarmed strike.
Okay.
Okay, but can I reach? Well, because it extends by 10 feet. So I'm
So yeah, you're about
You're
10
good.
feet away. You're literally 10 feet away.
fuck yeah, it was made for this. Okay.
This is made for attacking dragons by hand.
By hand.
These tendrils are made
Yes,
for
that
fighting.
exact
exact thing.
situation is what it was made
For
for.
sure.
They're like
All right. Give me
we
your
need it.
give me your attack.
And you
roll.
get more than 1 hit. You get more than one attack.
Nagi. Okay. I feel like making a lot of 90s jokes tonight. Alright, so do I roll? Yeah, I roll.
Yeah.
You're making regular attacks. You just have 10
Yeah,
feet
it's
of range
regular
and no
attacks.
fire attacks.
No, that wasn't very good. I'm going to be honest though.
It's okay.
Alright,
Really
so
appreciate the effort.
unarmed strike is a +4 to hit, so 13. But I get 2 attacks per round.
Your first attack missed.
Alright.
I really just
want to hit the dragon. One's
gonna stop running away.
Oh yeah.
That's what I thought was
Second
my
attack.
dragon.
Second attack was a 20
That was
unnatural.
a hit.
Alright. And then what does it say? Hold on, let me read this again. Tendrils of flame, blah, 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 blah. A hit with such an attack deals fire damage instead of bludgeoning damage.
Okay.
Okay. So I'm dealing fire damage, and then I'm going to roll 1d6. Oh, fuck. I rolled a 1. Okay, alright, so 5
Fine.
fire damage.
Okay.
Hey, that's 5
Thank
more
you.
damage.
It's
than
better
you did.
than nothing.
I know.
All
I wish I
right.
could still move. 'cause
So
we
that
get
was
the
your
fuck
second.
out
That
of
was your
the
second
way.
attack.
That was my second
Are you
attack.
doing a third attack?
Do I get a third
I
attack?
don't think you get a third.
No,
attack.
Look
Yes.
into the unarmed strike thing. Because she has
She
2
does.
attacks, she's level 5.
Yep.
I
She
think there's
does.
a bonus action third
Oh,
attack.
There is.
oh.
You get a
One
third
more.
attack. We discovered this last night.
Are you sure?
Yeah. So let her rip.
Let her rip.
You just
Let
like
her
this
rip.
I'm not
attack.
even gonna
It's
question this.
This
No,
attack
'cause
usually
like the-
does less damage.
What you can
here,
do
that's
is, like, what you can do is, like, so if you have your sword out, you get 2 sword attacks, and you get that free, basically,
Something.
kick
Yeah,
kind of thing.
right.
Like, you've had that.
Oh, because
for
I have
a while.
advantage.
Dragon.
No,
Right.
no, you
No,
just
no.
have it. It's
No,
a one
it's
thing.
a
It's a
bonus
bonus
No, no,
action.
no. I was thinking I had the extra attack because of that.
Oh.
But you guys were thinking I had the extra attack because I had an advantage. So yes,
No, no,
I
you
have
don't have an extra attack because of advantage.
No, you have
It's
monks.
just
Monks
because-
get a thing
Bonus
called unarmed
attack.
strike, which is basically
Right.
like you get a third attack,
Free-
but it does what it does. It only does your unarmed strike damage. It's like a little weaker. It's like your extra like kick, like Garrett was saying, or an extra punch in the face.
Right.
Okay, all right. I'll read
basically
about
have-
it some more later because
Yeah, you
I'm-
basically have 3 attacks around. At
Somehow
level.
Yeah,
not
we discovered this last
remembering
night. So do your attack.
I only remember discovering that I had another one. Okay, an unnatural 20.
That's a hit.
So let's roll again. Do I still get to deal fire damage?
Not on that one.
Oh, okay.
I think
All
it's
right,
nice punch.
Because your key
so
point wouldn't get the
Right.
bonus.
9 damage.
Wow.
Oh,
Wow.
9 bludgeoning damage this time.
Nice.
So you all watch as, well, those of you that can see it, as Manjway actually lays,
Andre beats up the dragon.
actually strikes the dragon twice.
Sorry, I
Seagram,
just think
you
it's
are
funny.
busily making Molotov cocktails. You have made 3.
Please
Okay.
start throwing them.
So,
So,
Alright, I've got to look up this.
I'm assuming I can only throw one a turn.
Right.
Alright, so you only
And I
have
can't see Ragnar right now because she got blown back
Yes.
by.
No, she's back up there now. Oh no, I
No,
just
she's
hit her
over
again.
back.
She's
She's
back
over
in it.
Oh yeah, she witch bolted it. You went.
Right, and I went.
And Yordlegger is on his way back to you.
Okay, so
I forgot to move. I wanted to move up to the
having
door.
peeked out the window and seen that that's what happened, she's gonna come out this door here because there's a door right here. I'm guessing there's the room and then
Yeah.
more space. And, shit.
Yeah.
And she's gonna use Mage Hand
Right.
to fling one of the bottles at the dragon.
Nice. Mage hand though.
Yeah, the
Yes!
underused cantrip.
I love the use of mage hand for such things.
So Mage Hand, the distance on that is.
think it's
If she needs to get closer, she'll get closer, but it's 30 feet
Yeah, it's 30
within
feet.
myself.
So.
And that's
yeah, you
without-
need to
yeah.
come up to.
I
about
think you have to go to
30 feet.
about here.
yeah, the corner.
Yeah, I would cross the street.
And that's to save you having to do a melee attack instead.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So because Mage Hand, you're basically just moving it so that it
Using it to,
automatically
like-
hits.
Yeah.
Like, almost like a slingshot kind of deal.
Yeah.
Float it over.
And
All right. So
And I'll let the DM figure out how he wants to do that damage.
I'm gonna do it as.
And I have flint and stuff to light it on fire, so.
Okay, so that
It's
does
all
7
kosher.
points damage, fire damage,
ooh, nice.
and it is now Madry's turn for a death save.
Okay, for everyone who wanted me to
Come on, girl.
understand the rule, I get it now.
She gets it
It
now.
was the additional unarmed
Your
check,
death
so you
save.
always
Yeah.
get 2 attacks.
So,
You get
And
a
then if you're
third one.
unarmed, you get a third one.
No, even if you have a sword in your hand, you can still kick.
You make
You
it.
Fail.
always have an extra
Right,
random
but
on.
the
that your
strike
second
fail?
itself is
It's just an
unarmed.
unarmed, yeah.
Isha.
Yeah.
no, it's my first.
Okay.
You
so
made it or
fine.
failed.
Isha is gonna run over here, peek her head out,
Really,
and
kind of
cast Guiding Bolt on the dragon
Okay.
as a second level
Yeah.
spell.
With advantage, because it's bad.
It's with advantage.
Yes!
So here we go.
Yes! Do it, do it.
Damn it.
Oh.
I know that's not gonna help. Wait. Hold on.
Do you have a boost?
Yeah, I do have a boost. I have I use my +6, right? So that's, and I can use Channel Divinity. So that's what I'm gonna do. So that is gonna be 12 plus 10, so that's a 22
There you go.
using
Kept that
Channel
full
Divinity as a
15 though,
guided
right?
strike
Now we're
Okay.
to
talking.
hit with
Oh, yeah?
5d6.
Okay.
Wow!
How much?
5d6.
So,
Large
uh,
Ogrim.
so when as you cast Guiding Bolt and you summon you use Channel Divinity.
Remember the last time before the
For a
dragon, you
moment,
did this
for a
exact
moment
thing?
you see the face and upper body of Medusa,
Again.
who brings the bolt up behind the dragon, and as she does, and she drives it right into the dragon's rear section, but her head turns back to you at the same time, and she communicates with you in this moment. She says, "I've been here for you with the battles with dragons before.
Yeah.
Ah!
You're in,
Mama!
she says you're in over your head.
Well, she did say retreat.
Yeah.
5d6, you say.
She's gonna scream retreat again, like fall back.
All I said is you're in over your snakes.
Yeah.
Sit down.
Yeah, as her free action, she's screaming to fall back.
Can
Not
someone use
bad.
their action
That's,
and just pick
that's
me up and throw me
17
back
points
through the
damage.
window?
I had a feeling
How
it would be
much?
around
So gonna
that.
get killed by the
17
dragon.
points.
Okay, we'll go down together.
Okay,
But yeah.
Anders.
I can get up, sorry.
She screamed for y'all to fall back, so you better fall back.
Someone pick me up, please.
Me too.
So he's gonna go to here. There's enough movement.
This is her second
And
time.
he's
telling
gonna
me
take
to
a
fall
vow
back.
of enmity, which means I get advantage on any time I hit that thing until it dies.
Okay.
Wow.
Oh, that's a great.
Wait,
that's
what
a
is it?
great
What is it?
character.
It's I have, since I'm an Oath of Vengeance paladin, I can basically say,
Ah.
"Motherfucker, you're gonna die."
He's made
Yep.
a spiritual opposition.
Right. Right.
So basically, anytime I attack it, I get advantage.
That's amazing.
That's
So
awesome.
the dragon.
And also, what he does, he has to make it vocally, and I'm going to take an opportunity to basically throw a hand axe at it, just to
Okay.
basically go to get its attention. Hopefully, yeah, I get it.
Just seal it with a blood oath.
Yeah.
Right.
Hit it. Don't let
Please
one.
hit it.
That's what it
Okay.
Will it be this hand axe? The little like pathetic little fucking weapon just goes.
Alright, so give me the damage on that. Give me the damage on this
I was
baby.
waiting for this.
Oh no, I'm gonna roll
Up,
again.
up, up. After roll damage.
So,
2d6 5.
You looked at me like,
13 points damage with a fucking hand axe.
Wait, did you initiate that high five?
well, we both were like getting ready to do it with him, but then like he was busy.
when you were actually uttering the incantation for the oath of
Oh
Vengeance,
man.
the Tundra
This is a
turns
good
to look
Oh,
at you,
jeez, Margie.
and that you've exchanged several glances now.
Next time we hang out.
Your
we'll,
hand
like,
axe
do
comes and hits it just
that. I
above
have
its
a
eye
huge bottle
and
of
sticks into its just above its eye.
Oh, here we have matching scars now.
And Ichor comes down.
Yeah,
Ichor! But you notice that actually the pattern of where the blade enters exactly matches the scar over your eye.
Wow.
And it looks at you, and there's a long, cold moment, and then it looks down, and it lowers its mouth, and it scoops Maedry into
God
its
damn.
jaws. Into its jaws.
Fucking bitch.
Okay, at that point, he's just gonna fucking drop
And
all
it
hands
flies
and
off,
call it
doesn't it?
Requiem.
It's
And
gonna
it
fly off.
flies.
Yeah.
80 feet back to the keep. And as its wings spread over the gatehouse, you see Ragna Colbane rise up from behind the rubble that Jordliger has created.
What?
And she looks down at you, and she crosses her arms
I
like
forgot there's a
this,
hunter's mark damage. on
and
it,
she
too.
turns and walks into the smoke.
I forgot to do my
Cliff
goddamn hunter's
Has
mark
been
damage.
hung.
It's okay, give it to me. Give me the damage.
Oh, there's an extra d6, so an extra 2 damage.
I'm dead.
No, she's gonna
You're
keep
not.
you in torture.
The
I
dog
know,
is
but like
that.
it's gonna kill me. I'm like already at the end. Oh,
I'm-
she'll probably heal me.
Just
Bring
so
me
that she
back,
can
just
fuck
so
with
she can-
you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know much, so it's okay.
That is
And I will actually be
true.
helpful.
No,
In true Hobbit
I'm okay.
style,
Oh, it was an extra 2
like
damage.
I don't know
That's my fault.
anything,
Yeah.
so like she'll search my mind.
I completely forgot because I was
so
like,
unaware,
I'm thinking
and I'm
hunter's
showing
mark
over
is
my
Requiem.
head that I
She
will-
might see me through you.
Where is
That's
the,
true.
Where's the one ring?
That's
Yeah,
good,
but-
but
Okay,
Well,
so
you
the
literally
last
just
last
said it.
action for tonight, I want to know. I need to know what Kajal's doing, because you need to decide whether or not you're going to sustain your attack or whether you're going to.
You heard
Yisha's
Ishigo
been
fall
calling
back
for retreats. Right?
twice.
Do I
I think
see?
Sigrun
You would've
would
seen
have
that. I
also
don't think
called
you would've
out
seen
to
that.
him as
Yeah.
well.
Do I
Okay.
see her in the dragon's
Give me a
mouth?
perception check.
It's so teeny. The mouth is so big.
No, probably not.
What'd you roll?
6.
Yeah, actually you do.
Really?
You're facing.
Fair
You're
enough.
facing that way, and you actually can't see Maedry, but you see a little boot hanging out between two fangs. And you recognize the halfling's foot. Only a halfling's foot can be that small.
Oh,
Oh,
Thumbelina here.
Monjway, does Monjway
Yeah,
see?
right.
Perception check.
I need to know
Like I
because
don't
she's
want you all to
standing
come
right
rushing
there
in.
where the dragon
I want
was.
you to
Isha definitely doesn't see. I don't have to roll.
I mean, I think Sigrun's watching that happen.
I
So
want you all to
19.
retreat.
Yeah,
I saw it
Don't
until
come
he
after
kind of
me
fucking his
right
blade
now.
didn't work. He
He's
wanted to
smart.
distract it so he comes after him.
We were doing teamwork.
What I'm hoping is that we
Teamwork.
can reconvene, make a plan.
That's
and
what I'm
come
saying.
back
Don't-
to you.
don't be
Actually
rash.
Did fight
Alright.
dragon